The following is a live sports presentation on Glycon.
Glycon's coverage of UA Local 502 Louisville Football Friday starts now.
Good evening. There's a saying that's older than football, that humans make plans and God laughs. This game was supposed to be at Fern Creek. Instead, from Jeffersontown High School, Joe Cox and Deion Reese with the UA Local 502 Louisville Football Friday. Fern Creek Tigers, male Bulldogs. Despite the shift in location, certainly an intriguing matchup in a big district game for two teams trying to prove some things to themselves, to the outside world, to everybody as we come down the stretch of the season, Deion.
Yes, sir. I mean, again, we had a change of a venue, you know what I mean? But I would say that they made a good decision. I'm not sure what's going on at Fern Creek, but we're here at J-Town. They got the turf installed. I'm blown away to see how beautiful these turf fields are. Sure. We've got a gorgeous night of football weather and looking for a great contest tonight.
You said the word right there. Tonight's weather forecast is presented by HKC Roofing. For the best gutter guard on the market, call 502-212-1081 or visit roofyourhouse.com. HKC Roofing, better than guaranteed. Fall weather here tonight. Going to be a nice, cool, crisp evening. About 64 around kickoff. Settle into the high 50s by the end of the game. But shirt sleeve weather, maybe a light jacket, but football weather for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Well, Mayo comes in 4-3, Fern Creek 3-4. Again, with the Tigers, it's issues with the stadium with getting their new field ready. Unfortunately, it's supposed to be a home game for them. Now it's not. Only 2 weeks left in the regular season. They're still waiting to get their first home game of 2025. But what they're not waiting on is to forge ahead with district play. They're 0-1, need a win tonight. Mayo 1-0, want to stay on top of things heading into next week's district finale with Bullitt East.
Yeah, you know, this is like I said, you know, just an important game for both teams tonight. And again, you know, unfortunately, the Fern Creek Tigers weren't able to play at their home field. We're here at J-Town, but with that said, they've got their hands full tonight. And they're going to need to come out and really be impressive. They're going to, you know, pull off a victory over these Bulldogs this evening.
Absolutely. We're going to get into all that a little later. On the other side of this break, some pregame comments from Male Bulldogs coach Chris Wolf. Male and Fern Creek coming up tonight here on Glycod.
Folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time. Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer. Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service, and that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
Red Ball is Southern Indiana's recycling choice because we can turn the scrap metal you bring into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Polo Real Estate Group, your one-stop real estate source. Founded by 1993 male graduate Dion Reese. Contact him at 502-387-6330 or visit online at polorealestategroup.com.
Joe Cox speaking with Coach Chris Wolf of the Male Bulldogs ahead of tonight's matchup with Fern Creek. Coach, I know you're generally a pretty in-the-moment kind of guy, but it had to be a cool thing last week to see some of the championship teams come back and get together, and a good chance, I would imagine, to remind your guys of what exactly it is that they're playing for in the big picture.
Yeah, absolutely. We had several of the guys down on the sidelines, and, of course, some of the most recent guys like Antonio Harris was there, and it was great to talk to those guys and have those guys come and support us last week.
Yeah, no doubt. Offensively, big game last week in the win over Southern. One thing I want to ask about, QB2 played pretty well. A lot of times the backup quarterback comes in and seems to want to force things and be very impatient. Leon Melvin had a nice game and also just looked very comfortable in the pocket. What do you take away from that?
Yeah, we had told him ahead of time that he was going to play early. We had mentioned in the first quarter we wanted to get him some real game experience with the, I guess the game and the balance still, that type of thing. So there's more pressure on you. It's kind of easy to come in a running clock type situation. But, yeah, I think we got him in there at 14-0, and he was outstanding. I think he led 3 more scoring drives, the last 2 of the first half and then 1 in the third quarter. So obviously great to see that and something that we've been hoping that to get some help out of him as we go down this season.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, too, about some of the young guys who are asserting themselves as playmakers. Jesse Jones, Jamil Parker, a couple of guys who are really showing some skills catching the football and making plays on the outside.
Yeah, so those are another 2 sophomores. Leon's a sophomore, as you mentioned, and Jesse and Jamil are both sophomores. And this is part of the time of the year when you've had enough JV games against really good teams. We had JV game against Boyle County last week, and then we've had JV against St. X and Trinity, of course. Mm-hmm. And so those guys have started to now assert themselves in the varsity games, which is kind of what you want to see by the end of the year, the sophomores kind of growing into playmakers.
Well, 1-0 in district and a big one with Fern Creek. What's the message for the team this week?
Well, we just want to continue to improve. We saw some high-level execution last week. I felt like, particularly in the pass game, we want to continue to do that. Obviously, every week we're continuing to try to get better at tackling. And so I thought we tackled a little bit better last week than we did in Douglas game. And so it's really back to the basics. And we want to do the basics as well as anybody. And I think if we can do that, then good things will happen.
That's a good recipe from Chris Wolf from the Male Bulldogs, about to take on Fern Creek here on Glycott.
Buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
You cannot depend on Oliver's parallel parking.
Hey, you got it, man!
But you can always depend on his car starting because he has an Interstate battery. Interstate batteries, outrageously dependable.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate on my insurance.
Do you mean surprisingly great rates from State Farm?
I don't believe in accepting help, but I'll make an exception.
Here's the deal, Russell. There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory. I know your face that well.
For surprisingly great rates and great service, call State Farm agent Mike Shelton in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
You're struggling with something in school. Sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
When it comes to medical imaging, you have a choice. Choose Priority Radiology in New Albany for convenient quality services like CT, MRI, X-ray, ultrasound, mammography, and more. A proud community supporter, Priority Radiology is devoted to making sure you're informed and comfortable every step of the way. Tell your doctor or provider that you choose Priority Radiology when outpatient imaging is needed. Visit PriorityRadiology.com. Celebrating 20 years of serving our community of athletes. Priority Radiology. You have a choice.
Blind Direct, not just blinds. Blind Direct, not just blinds.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Lycon.
Welcome back to J-Town, Mail and Fern Creek. The Bulldogs 1-0 in district play off a 42-0 win over Southern. Fern Creek 0-1 off a 28-14 defeat to Bullitt East. It's time for an inside look at tonight's game presented by Blinds Direct, looking for the best in home decor. At Blinds Direct, they offer custom blinds, wallpaper, and more. Proudly serving Louisville for over 30 years. Visit blindsdirect.com for more. Okay, looking at this game, for Mail, 4-3, 1-0 in the district. Need another win to try to stay on pace for that district title. What are you thinking about tonight for the Bulldogs, Dion?
Yeah, the Bulldogs, obviously, this is an important game. It's a district game. You know, we got the Fern Creek Tigers on the other side. And, you know, in terms of the keys, you know, I think they're going to need to make sure that they are protecting the ball. The Fern Creek Tigers are, I believe they're tied for second in 6A for interceptions with 12 interceptions. So you can't just be floating that ball around. So they're going to need to take care of the ball. I also feel like that they, you know, some of the positive production that we've seen from the offenses came when they are switching out those quarterbacks. Yeah. You know, they go from Jordan Williams to Leon Melvin to Steron Davison and Christian White, you know, kind of running some of that Wildcat. So they're going to need some production there. And I also think that they need some run-pass balance. Again, you know, we talked about the interceptions from Fern Creek. So not only are they going to need to be able to, you know, move the ball by throwing it downfield, but they're also going to need to be able to move the ball on the ground as well in terms of the Bulldogs.
Yeah, balance will be key. For the Tigers, they're 3-4, 0-1 in the district. And you kind of pointed out some of the positives there. What you know, does that translate to most immediately for you for Fern Creek?
I mean, in terms of Fern Creek, I think that they, you know, one of their strengths is obviously this massive turnover differential that they have. I mean, again, they got 12 interceptions. I think they're a plus 15 in turnovers. So if they can actually, you know, turn some of these turnovers into points, obviously that's going to help those guys. I also think that Javis Wallace, you know, their quarterback, you know, we haven't seen him warming up tonight, actually. Right. But if he's in there tonight, I think we're going to need to see some production from him with his legs and his mobility, just running the ball as well as passing the ball downfield. And I think they're going to need to hold these Bulldogs under their scoring average of 24.4 points per game. I mean, the Fern Creek Tigers are actually scoring 19 points per game, so they're going to need to hold Male under that 24 points if they're going to have a chance to win this game tonight.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. This broadcast is authorized by Fern Creek High School with production rights owned by Glycon. Our aim is to provide the most positive representation of all participating student-athletes, coaches, and game personnel. Thank you for watching. We're going to step aside for another word from our sponsors here on UA Local 502 Louisville Football Friday. But when we come back, some pregame thoughts from the head man from the Fern Creek Tigers, Josh Abel. That's on the other side. Stay tuned here to Glycon.
Not just flies. Line to right. Not just blinds.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Oldham County today.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service. And that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time. When you want the right agents for your real estate, choose the Van Treese team with Semin & Realtors, Louisville's oldest and largest real estate firm. Former University of Louisville basketball star Stephen Van Treese and his wife Laura have put their diverse and combined expertise to work in helping you buy or sell your house. Contact the Van Treese team at 502-468-1463 or visit them online at vantreeseteam.semin.com. Semin & Realtors, always one step ahead.
Looking to ease the stress of running a business? Then count on the accountants at Kelly King & Company. They offer a wide array of services, including taxes, payroll, and bookkeeping, while providing deep analysis and strategic guidance to help you make sound, smart business decisions. Contact Troy and Crestwood at 502-241-5656 or visit them online at kingcpa.net. Kelly King & Company, proudly serving and supporting Oldham County for generations and a dedicated partner to small business.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycon.
Joe Cox getting a word in with Coach Joshua Abel of the Fern Creek Tigers. Coach, it's been kind of an up and down season, and my biggest observation from the game before where I saw your team, you got a lot of gifted playmakers on the edge. It seemed like the challenge for your team was going to be getting them the ball in space and making plays. Has that proven me to be pretty accurate on that?
That's pretty, yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, offensively, a lot of good playmakers out on the edge. Jaden Jackson, Cave Jackson, you got some guys who can make some big plays. How's stuff going in the passing game, trying to get that a little more consistent?
Well, it's just we started way late, right? One thing that we've always prided ourselves on is that our teams will consistently improve throughout the season. We were short a quarterback for the first two games of the year. Mm-hmm. And so once Javis Wallace was cleared to play and medically, then we were able to really truly develop the offense. And so it's still been kind of a trial and error. We've still been kind of experimenting around, trying to figure out what works best. The quarterback's new. He's new to the school. He's new to our offense. And so it's been a work in progress. But you're spot on in what we've been trying to do. It's just a matter of can we progress fast enough before the end of the season?
Sure. Defensively, very impressed with Cage Fannin. Every time I've seen that young man play, he's just got a high motor. But then you got a good secondary behind him as well. Jaden Jackson plays well there. John Smith was a guy who stood out in the game I saw. How are things going on that side of the ball?
Our back seven is probably the deepest part of our team, which we've the last couple of years we haven't been very deep. We've had to throw guys in spots back there, and then just hope they don't get exposed. But we're really, really good in the back half. So we've been pleased. We're healthy. So we've been pleased with where those guys have kind of grown throughout the season, and we can plug and play. Some guys can move from safety down to outside linebacker. Outside linebacker to corner, outside linebacker to inside linebacker. So it's just a matter of finding what personnel matchup we like the best against our opponent that week.
Sure. What's been the message this week with a big district game against Mayo?
Play a complete game. We all, no matter if we've won or lost, we have yet to play 4 quarters of consistent ball. You can look at even some of our wins. You can look at Eastern. And that's still been that was still a very inconsistently played game. In the last 2 games we've played really, really good ball for 3 quarters, and we're just not finishing out. So we believe that if we play 4 quarters of ball, that we can compete with anybody.
A good word from Coach Joshua Abel. Fern Creek and Mayo coming up here on Glycon.
Red Ball Recycling is Southern Indiana's #1 recycling choice for a reason. We offer top dollar for all scrap metal. We can buy steel, copper, aluminum, brass, junk cars, and more. Call or stop by Red Ball Recycling and turn your scrap metal into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
Hi folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
This is the mower that cut the lawn, that became the place their kids grew up. The legendary Exmark Laser Z is the zero-turn mower more landscape pros trust. For cut quality, comfort, and reliability. Exmark, official mowers of the backyard life. Visit your local dealer or explore the Exmark Laser Z online for special finance offers, available now.
When it comes to medical imaging, you have a choice. Choose Priority Radiology in New Albany for convenient quality services like CT, MRI, X-ray, ultrasound, mammography, and more. A proud community supporter, Priority Radiology is devoted to making sure you're informed and comfortable every step of the way. Tell your doctor or provider that you choose Priority Radiology when outpatient imaging is needed. Visit PriorityRadiology.com, celebrating 20 years of serving our community of athletes. Priority Radiology. You have a choice.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time. You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
Mail in Fern Creek coming up next on Glycod.
Go ahead. Pour it on. As thick as you want to. Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering. Serving up the tastiest ribs, chicken, brisket, brown sugar sticky wings, mutton and ham. Always served to you fresh and so good, it'll make you say,
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering, 7508 Preston Highway.
Holy smokes!
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time. From Glycod, it's UA Local 502 Louisville Football Friday. UA Local 502 and the Mechanical Contractors Association of Kentucky. We do it right the first time. Tonight's game is brought to you by Red Ball Recycling, your premier metal recycling solution. HKC Roofing, better than guaranteed. Tinsley Family Concessions, commitment to quality. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust. German American Bank, building our community since 1910. State Farm Insurance Agent Mike Shelton, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Anderson's Sales and Service, a top choice for homeowners and lawn professionals. And by Interstate Batteries and Holy Smokes Barbecue. Now to the field for all the action from Glycod on UA Local 502 Louisville Football Friday.
Mail in Fern Creek getting ready to kick off here in a couple of minutes. Well, the district situation is this. Bulldogs 1-0, Bullitt East 1-0 after a win 28-14 over Fern Creek last week. So Fern Creek and Southern 0-1. Obviously, all four teams are going to go into the playoffs, but you want to get that good spot, and you know, in part you want to host games, but the other thing about it is not to look too far down the line for anybody, but the winner of the district would then potentially be looking at Manual as a second-round game, as opposed to the second-place team potentially looking at St. X if everything holds as expected. And that's a world of difference. No insult intended to Manual, and, of course, that's a team that Mail's going to see in 2 weeks regardless. But St. X has been pretty ferocious, and to the extent that you can play in your path, I'd want to try to stay out of their way if I could.
No doubt about it. I mean, again, you don't want to just, purposely avoid anyone.
Right.
I mean, you got to go through everybody if, you want to be the eventual champion. And but if you can avoid St. X, it would be nice. So, which makes tonight even bigger of a district game for these two folks.
Absolutely. So tonight and then next week, of course, Mail will host Bullitt East in the district finale. Of course, then Fern Creek's going to hook up with Southern to finish their district slate. But and then one final week before we get ready for everything, that old letter-based battle with the H's and the M's in the last week of the regular season. That one always matters, and always something to look forward to there.
Yeah, just historic. I believe it may be the oldest rivalry, maybe even in high school football in the nation, if I'm not mistaken. But that Mail Manual, just a huge game. Obviously, regardless of what the records are, there's a bunch on the line with that barrel, that they like to, switch between the victors. So, huge game, and big game tonight, and, looking for an exciting contest this evening.
So as a guy from the other end of the state, I didn't know the whole deal about H's and M's. And it took an old-timer to explain to me that comes out of a Manual game that apparently they played over the letter M, and Manual managed to pull that off, and thus they've got the M, which is why Mail has the H. So.
The H, yeah. I mean, a lot of folks don't know this, but Mail High School was actually, I think it was 1856 they were established. They were the first high school in Louisville, so they had the letter H for high school because they were a high school. But like I said, Manual won that game, and they got the M, and the Bulldogs stuck with the H.
Yeah, iconic look either way.
Absolutely.
All right, get ready to go. Bulldogs on the field. Fern Creek still waiting to make their entrance. You'll see Mail there with the white shirts, the dark pants, and the gold helmets, black numerals. And here comes Fern Creek entering. They've got black shirts, white pants, black helmets, a lot of orange trim. They get ready to take the field.
They've got the flags. We're at a neutral site this evening. Again, at J-Town, Fern Creek still getting their field worked on. I'm sure that's going to look great, once that is complete and they're able to play there. But tonight we're at J-Town, and, I expect this to be a competitive contest tonight. Looking forward to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Bulldogs are ready to return a kick here. That's the group they've got out there. So, of course, Fern Creek's going to kick it off to them. Making the final preparations. Tyson Mims, Steron Davidson back deep to return it. Davidson, number 7. Mims, number 3.
Yeah, both of which have the ability to take it to the house, you know what I mean, with the right space and some good blocking. So the Tigers need to be careful of that, be mindful of that. And, again, this Bulldogs team has a ton of weapons out here.
Peyton Carr is the kicker for Fern Creek. As they gather together one more time before we get going. Final preparations ready. Beautiful night. Crisp mid-October weather. Carr advances on the football. And we're underway. It's going to be Mims. From about the 13, stumbles and rights himself, but did not get far. Tracked down in a hurry by Fern Creek.
Yeah, Mims stumbled a little bit, just trying to catch that ball, but Fern Creek was able to get down there and get him to the ground really, really quickly. So some nice field position in terms of the Tigers on defense to start this game.
Cave Jackson on the tackle. Bulldogs will start on their own 17-yard line. Jordan Williams, the quarterback. 6-foot senior. He is alone in the backfield. Empty house. Williams going to throw. Got a man. Caught. The 40, 45, 48-yard line for Kamari Young. About 30 yards on the first play of the game.
Nice start for the Bulldogs. I mean, they come out, they spread everybody out. There's no running backs, and they go downfield. I mean, he runs a simple, seam route down the middle, and Jordan's able to hit him right on the button.
Presho Bakoyo on the tackle for Fern Creek, but a big play for the Bulldogs as they push it to midfield already. Williams this time. We got Kenzel at setback. And that's Steron Davidson. Steron Davidson takes it nowhere. Well played that time by Fern Creek. We got a Wildcat snap on the second play of the game, and Davidson runs it for no gain.
We talked about that in the Keys, and the Bulldogs trying to swap those quarterbacks in and out. I mean, they've had some success doing that, especially with the Wildcat offense, but not much breathing room there for Steron on that play. Looks like he's going to stay in at the quarterback position.
Stayed in. I see Williams out there too, so let's see. Yeah, Davidson. Williams splits wide to the right. Kenzel's beside Davidson. 2nd and 10. It's a little ugly on the snap, and he's going to be swarmed under for a loss in the backfield. Nice aggressive play by the Fern Creek front right there. Sharon Briscoe able to bring him down.
Yeah, he was able to break through the backfield and catch Duran in the backfield for a loss. I mean, good pressure by that Tigers defense so far early in the game.
A third down and a bunch now.
Yeah, Tigers off to a good start defensively.
Williams and Kensel the backfield, trips to the left. Jesse Jones, the big tight end, is the farthest guy to the left. There's a flinch up front. That looked like 5 yards against Fern Creek. It is.
Yeah, it looks like they got a little anxious. You know, they've had some success here so far early to start, and looks like they got a little too aggressive there on offense and cost them 5 yards.
Same personnel, 3rd and 10. Williams sets, got time, throws. Over by the sideline, looks like a catch. Still waiting on an indication. I believe it is. It is. Jamil Parker, the man on the spot. Sophomore Jamil Parker.
Yeah, it looks like Jamil Parker ran in a comeback route to the outside, and Jordan Williams really did a good job of just hitting them where it needed to be, and first down for the Bulldogs.
Pistol look this time for Williams. Kensel behind him from the 41. First down there. Williams gives Kensel right side. Got a seam. 35, 30, downhill. And out of bounds around the 25-yard line. Big run for Tyson Kensel.
Yeah, Tyson Kensel, I believe he's leading the Bulldogs in rushing this season. So he's been really effective at the running back position. Plays a little quarterback, but they went to him, and he was able to bounce it outside for a first down on that play.
Well, hold the phone. We've got a holding penalty downfield on that one.
Yeah, we talked about that last week, the Bulldogs kind of making these positive gains and then, having it negated by these holding penalties. They really need to be more disciplined, about these penalties. Those things will eat you up.
It wipes out a first down around the 25-yard line. The penalty was downfield, so it's 1st and 9 at the 40 after the flag is marked off. And that shows you don't need to hold 11 yards downfield.
No.
Pistol look with Williams. Kensel behind him. Williams gives Kensel, works that middle, and picks up about 5, maybe 6 yards there.
Yeah, again, they handed that to Kensel. Again, I believe he's the leading rusher for the Bulldogs. Again, he's been really effective all year at the running back position, and, they go to him for a big game that time for the Bulldogs.
James White on the stop, 2nd and 4 at the 35. Opening series of the game. Bulldogs started backed up inside their own 20 after a nice kickoff.
Actually, having some nice progress on offense for the Bulldogs. They're off to a decent start.
Shotgun look for Williams. Kensel beside him. Everybody's bunched in tight. Williams fakes Kensel. Williams on the edge, throws wide open, caught inside the 20, down around the 10-yard line. I believe it's Kamari Young.
Yeah, they a little bit of play action to Kensel that time. Like they act like they were going to hand it to him, and Jordan Williams kind of swung to the right and was able to deliver the ball for a first down. Really a great start for the Bulldogs.
24-yard pickup. Braylon Briscoe on the tackle. First down at the 11. It's not a 1st and goal. They could still get another first down inside the 1. Williams in the pistol. Kensel's behind him. Fake to Kensel. Williams rolling. Williams running. Williams 5. Williams 3, and that's going to be about it.
Yeah, Williams, he fakes it to Kensel and moves lefts with the ball, and he's great on his feet. I mean, he's got some great mobility and was able to pick up a good amount of yardage for the Bulldogs on that play.
Spot him at the 4, actually. Eric Pickett on the tackle, 2nd and 3 at the 4.
Yeah, Coach Wolf has to be happy with the production out of his offense on this first drive.
Steron Davidson in at quarterback. Kensel's beside him. Davidson keeps it himself. Davidson into the end zone. Touchdown, Steron Davidson.
Yeah, touchdowns, Deron Davison. We talked about that at the beginning of the game and how effective the Bulldogs offense has been running that wildcat formation, and that was a great example of it. Touchdown for the Bulldogs.
83-yard drive for Mail right down the field to open the scoring. Seth Henson on for the extra point. He's perfect on them this season.
Yeah, great start for the Mail Bulldogs on offense this game.
Davidson puts it down. Henson boots it certainly long enough. And it's good. 7-0 Bulldogs. 8:18 to go in quarter one. Fern Creek on the attack next here on Glackod.
Not just flies. Line direct, not just blinds.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by the Van Treese team with Semin Realtors, always one step ahead. And Lines Direct, your window decoration specialists.
83-yard drive puts Mayo on the board. Fern Creek about to get their first crack at it.
Yeah, nice start for the Bulldogs, able to march downfield and put the ball in the end zone for 7 points, including the extra point there by Henson.
Henson's kick, high and long, and it's going to be shy of the end zone. Here comes the return, out to the 20, over the 20. Not much more there. He fights his way out 23, maybe the 24-yard line.
Well, that makes it worth it. You know, if it goes to the end zone, he's on the 20-yard line, so he picks up an additional 3 yards for the Fern Creek Tigers for them to be able to start this offensive drive.
First down now for Fern Creek off of a nice kick return. Jeremiah Priest on the tackle. Quarterback Javis Wallace, number 12. He's a 6-foot junior. You mentioned him in the pregame. They could use some big plays from Wallace, certainly. It's Kyshawn Young on the kick return there. Wallace under center. Bunched him pretty tight around him. He hands it off, try to run on the edge, able to sweep outside for a couple yards. It'll probably depend largely on where they spot the football, but a nice first play there.
Yeah, the Tigers, go with the run play there and able to scamper on the outside for actually an effective gain to start this game.
Davidson on the tackle. That was Kyshawn Young on the carry. And the ball spotted, yes, up to the 30-yard line. Second down and 4 from there. And everybody's bunched in tight here for the Tigers. Everybody's bunched in pretty tight for Mayo. Pitch out on the edge, trying to get Young on the corner, and Mayo has none of it. Turns him back.
Yeah, like you said, they tried to run a sweep left, and he was trying to get around that corner. Just too many Bulldogs to be able to turn that corner. Too much speed, and he wasn't able to make any positive yardage on that play.
Jeremiah Priest led the charge on the edge, and it's now 3rd and long. That one takes it back to around the 26-yard line. 3rd down and about 8 from there. First series of the game for the Tigers. Young is that setback who's well behind Javis Wallace, who's up under center. Everybody bunched in tight. Mayo showing pressure. Wallace got some time, throws downfield, and it's incomplete, but flags fly. That will presumably be pass interference.
Yeah, it looks like there might have been some pass interference on that. The Fern Creek Tigers went deep, but it looked like the cornerback for the Bulldogs was a little handsy on that play, and looks like that might cost him.
Jerron Combs, the man there in coverage. They tried to get it to Jaden Jackson, who's one of their big play threats off the edge. And it will indeed move the sticks to the first down for the Tigers out to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, we talked about the fact that, Javis Wallace needed to be, productive with his legs in terms of mobility and getting the ball downfield. And, we have, even though it was a pass interference there, but just a productive play downfield for the Fern Creek Tigers.
Wallace brings in the play. Young still the setback. He is a full 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Wallace showed pitch. They ran counter backside and nothing doing. Eric Pickett had nowhere to go.
I like the call, but just way too many Bulldogs in the backfield that time.
Jeremiah Priest again. We've said his name a lot on this first defensive series, and that's probably a good sign for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he's one of the leaders on that Bulldogs defense, and I would expect to hear his name, multiple times this evening.
2nd and 12, back at the 39. Fern Creek not in a hurry here. They're going to take their time, take first downs where you get them, put a drive together where you can get it. They would like to take some air out of the football, I think.
Yeah, no need to be in any hurry right now. They're got some decent production so far in this series. So,
shotgun look for Wallace. Young's beside him on his right hip. Wallace takes off, but he's going to be tracked down and hit and dropped in the backfield.
Yeah, it looks like they were just trying to run a sweep to the right there with Wallace and just too many Bulldogs. He just wasn't able to turn that corner. I believe they got him for a loss maybe on that play.
They did. Brandon Fields tracked him down back at the 37. So 3rd down and 14 here. Last time on 3rd and long, Fern Creek had a nice downfield pass, drew a pass interference flag. See what they've got cooked up on 3rd and long here.
Yeah, my gut tells me they're going to go downfield again. So let's see how well the Bulldogs are able to defend this.
Wallace and Young the backfield. Receivers are off to the left, but bunched in tight. Wallace throws. It's caught, but just nothing doing. Got back to the line and nothing more for Eric Pickett. Well played by Mayo.
Oh, yeah, looks like Brandon Fields there on the tackle. Just really good defense. I mean, Wallace was able to deliver the ball, but again, Fields was right there and was able to get the wide out down as soon as he caught the ball.
So punting situation for the Tigers. Peyton Carr, he's the kicker and the punter. Steron Davidson's back to return it for the Bulldogs.
And Steron Davidson is dangerous at these punt returns. So the Tigers are going to make sure that they are better make sure that they're covering well on this play.
10 men up for the Bulldogs. Brandon Fields kind of looming off of that edge. Let's see if they come after it. They do. They didn't get it. Got it away. Kick hit and is going to roll. Take a very favorable Fern Creek tumble down to the 30-yard line. So that one ends up covering 33 yards with no return.
Yeah, smart play by Davison, just kind of leaving that one alone and giving the Bulldogs an opportunity with some decent field position here on the second drive. Good start for the Bulldogs on offense and defense. If they can follow this up with another scoring drive, that would go a long way in terms of trying to get a victory tonight.
Yep. Williams, the quarterback, Kenzel, the setback beside him. Williams looks to throw, fires, caught, out of bounds over there on the far side. I think that's Tyson Mims.
Was it Savion Vaughn, I believe?
Or was it Savion Vaughn?
Yeah,
okay.
Savion. Yeah, he's one of the leading targets for the Bulldogs.
Yeah,
he's
you're
got
right.
17 catches this year for 210 yards, 5 touchdowns, and ran an out route that time. Was able to gain the Bulldogs 8 yards on that play.
Vaughn wears 5. Mims is 3. It's a long way across the field, and those numbers look pretty similar. But yeah,
we
you
talked
were
about that. Those jerseys get a little bundled up sometimes. It's hard to tell what those numbers are.
9-yard pickup for Vaughn on the reception. 2nd and 1 at the 39. Williams pistol look. Kenzel behind him. Gives Kenzel. Kenzel, big play. Kenzel midfield. Kenzel, can they catch him? They cannot. 61 yards.
They cannot catch Kinzel on that play. Again, he leads the team with 43 carries, 205 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. That'll make 3 touchdowns on the season. And another great scoring drive, the second one of the evening for the Bulldogs.
Had a long run last week, called back by a penalty. No flag today.
Yeah, no flags there. And again, Kinzel's been very effective at the running back position the entire season. He plays a little bit of quarterback for the Bulldogs as well. And big play and got the Bulldogs on the scoring board.
Henson ready to boot it. Davidson puts it down. And Henson puts it through. 14-0 Bulldogs, 3:22 to go in the opening quarter. Stay tuned to Glycod.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
14-0, and Dion, for the group that's kind of been sometimes the weakest link for this male Bulldog team. It's an excellent offensive start tonight.
Definitely an excellent start, which is not good news for the Fern Creek Tigers.
No,
they're only averaging 19 points per game, on offense. So for the Bulldogs to have 14 in the first quarter, this really makes it an uphill battle for those guys.
Henson advances, line drive kick. Young gathered it a yard deep that time. It was very close on the first one, but they let him bring it out that time. I think he just kind of took a step into the end zone.
Yeah. Again, I think on that last kickoff, he had a foot in the end zone, and they let him bring that out of there.
It was close.
We've talked about that on a regular basis. Henson pretty good at kicking those balls through the back of the end zone a lot of the time. So Fern Creek Tigers back out here again. See if they can get some momentum and try to get some positive yardage on this drive here.
First down on their own 20. Wallace, the quarterback, coming into tonight, 30 for 61 on the season through the air, 331 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. They don't make a lot of costly mistakes in that area. Shotgun look for Wallace. Wallace going to scamper. He's got some space. Makes the 23-24 yard line. But it closed up in a hurry. There's a flash of space, and then there's just not.
It did. And Wallace actually showed him here's some quickness, not a little bit, but some quickness. And it could be difficult to bring down, but the Bulldogs did a great job of just kind of rallying and bringing him to the ground before he got too much yardage that play.
2nd and 6 at the 24. Wallace brings his play in again. Sean Young's beside him in the shotgun. Trips left, one receiver to the right. Wallace going to run it again. Wallace finds a little seam, puts his head down, and looks to have the first down to me.
Yeah, it looks like that was a design run play by Wallace. And, again, we talked about him needing to really be productive. And he had 67 yards rushing the ball last game. And a nice start in this first quarter for the Tigers.
Camden Chi on the tackle. But a first down out to the 31 for Wallace and the Tigers. Pistol look this time. Trips left again. Junior Kyshawn Young, the setback, and he joins him left. So Wallace now in a world of trouble and sacked. Boy, the window again, it just closes in a hurry.
Close really, really quickly. Again, like you said, they had trips left and ran some motion to the left, and they were trying to get Wallace freed up going to the right, but again, just too many Bulldogs, too much pressure up front, and they were able to get him for a sack.
Christian White drops him back at the 20-yard line. That's an 11-yard loss. 2nd and 21.
Yeah, Christian White is a name that we'll probably hear often. Every blue moon, we'll see him actually at the quarterback position in that that Wildcat formation. But he's a monster out there on defense for the Bulldogs.
Second down and a bunch now. Empty set this time for Wallace. Final minute of the quarter. Wallace has got it. Downfield throw, caught, no, drops into and out of his receiver's hands. He actually had two receivers out there in the area, and I think the first guy jumping for it may have thrown the second guy off a little bit.
Yeah, Wallace actually made a good pitch that time. He hit the guy right in his hands, and he just wasn't able to hold on to it.
Steron Davidson was there on the coverage. Was only going to pick up about 5, but every little bit helps.
Yeah, Bulldogs are doing a really good job up front, just putting some pressure on Wallace and making sure he's getting rid of that ball quickly.
They're down at 21. Shotgun look this time. Wallace going to throw. There's the pass. Caught over the 30, 35, 40, first down. Boy, that is a gutsy play right there. Nice play with the ball for James White.
Yeah, great reception by James White. He was able to get open and bring the ball in and actually break a couple of tackles for an even larger gain after the catch. So good for the Fern Creek Tigers.
It's 3rd and 21, and they convert. First down moves it out near midfield. Let's see if Fern Creek runs another play. Not sure exactly when the play clock started, and thus whether they have to. We'll see. If they don't have to, I would guess they don't.
It's going to be close.
They do. Wallace fires. Caught. It's White. Shaking through and then running over a man down to the 46. On the final play of the first quarter, Fern Creek will have the ball on Mayo's side of the field when we come back for quarter number 2 here on Glycod.
A Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service. And that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
So that final play, they actually mark James White at the 45 and give him a first down. And thus, that is where we will begin the second quarter. I think the Tigers have found something there. White's just going to war, taking on all comers, Dion.
He's definitely off to a great start, man. A couple of good catches and runs after the catch for that young man. So if they can do that, the Tigers have a great shot at competing in this game tonight.
Fern Creek uses several running backs, but it's been Young basically all the way at the tailback spot so far tonight. He's in the game here.
Looks like we got double zeros on the scoreboard. Okay, there we go.
Got it fixed, yeah. It's a neutral side. Everything's new for everybody. Just trying to make it work. First and 10 Tigers at the Bulldog 45. Wallace in the gun with Young beside him. Bunched in tight otherwise. Wallace throws behind his target, incomplete. Trying to get it out there to Jaden Jackson and just didn't get it to him.
Yeah, Jaden Jackson was actually open, ran a nice route, was able to kind of gain some separation from the cornerback, but Wallace wasn't able to get it to him.
Second down and 10. Effective drive so far for the Tigers. Big play, the conversion on 3rd and 21. Second and 10 here. Nails up tight. Wallace fires one. Nobody's home. He just kind of got rid of that, threw it down the sideline, and James White was a good 10 or 15 yards behind it.
Yeah, I guess he was throwing it where he thought he would have liked for him to be, but that was pretty far over his head.
I think I've made some of those throws in pickup football games. I'm going to throw it where I want you to be.
Yeah.
Doesn't tend to work very well.
Yeah, Wallace is a solid quarterback, though. I take it he just threw that ball away because he didn't have much there.
Yeah, I think it was just give my guy a shot. Again, no interceptions on the year, so that bespeaks a guy who understands the merits of not giving that football away.
Yeah, which is pretty impressive at this point in the season.
Yeah. I mean, game 8.
No interceptions is impressive. Yeah, it's impressive.
When your team has 12 and you've thrown none, you feel pretty good. Young the setback. Wallace going to keep it. Finds a little bit of room, but only 2 or 3 yards. 4th and 7-ish. We'll have to see. Beckett Kennedy on the tackle. A lot of substitutes. That would seem to indicate a punt. Peyton Carr is in there, so yeah.
Yeah, it's like they brought Peyton Carr in to try to punt this ball downfield. And, again, Wallace, a very integral part of this Tigers offense, just not able to continue this drive on that play.
Definitely keep half an eye on the fake. You're in the range where it's certainly in the realm of possibility. Carr's got it. No, he's going to kick it and does. Davidson watches it hit, and it takes a big bounce, and Davidson grabs it at the 6. And here he comes down the right side. Out to near the 30-yard line. So
it's like we got a flag on the play there.
Yeah, I saw the flag come in as well. Yeah, and it's going to go against Mail. So the punt covered 36 yards, and the return is going to be largely or totally wiped out by this flag.
Yeah, it looks like there was a hold on the play.
That one came in pretty early. I think, honestly, was even before he really broke free outside. Yeah. Flag goes against the Bulldogs, and so we'll back them up. So the flag's thrown around the 12, so I think that's going to end up putting it back around the 6, which is where the punt actually came down.
Yeah, it can be difficult to to block a guy on that when you're on that punt coverage and the guy's sprinting downfield, you're trying to stay in front of him and he's running by you, and just your tendency can be to kind of latch on to him, but you got to be disciplined and just stay in front of him. And the Bulldogs had a hold and it cost them.
So they put it back at the 7, so 1 yard ahead of where Davidson picked it up is where Mail will start. 1st and 10, their own 7. Williams, play fake, going to throw. Got a man out there and turned around the wrong direction. Savion Vaughn couldn't quite track it in.
Yeah, Williams was looking for Savion Vaughn, and typically when he goes for Savion, they connect and there's a big play, but just wasn't able to hit him on that play.
James White was out there on the coverage, 2nd and 10. Bulldogs awaiting the play call, and it looks like some substitutes here. Let's see where it goes. Kamari Young came in late. pistol look for Williams. Kenzel behind him. Williams throws it outside. It is nearly picked up at the 26-yard line. Jaden Jackson couldn't quite squeeze it.
It can almost be said that's what the Tigers do best. I mean, they're tied for second in 6A with these, I believe, 12 interceptions that they have this season.
And
so
that would have been a big one at the 26-yard line, but fortunately for the Bulldogs, unfortunately for the Tigers, Jackson unable to squeeze it all the way to the ground.
Yeah, almost had that 13th interception of the season.
Meanwhile, for Mayo, it's 3rd and 10. Williams in the gun with Kenzel beside him. Parker off to the right. Williams looking left. Throws left. Got a man. Caught. Out to the 40. Out to the 50. Out to the 40 the other way before he's finally dragged down. But a huge play there for Savion Vaughn, 53 yards.
Yeah, that's typically what we see when those guys hook up. Williams to Vaughn, and, Savion Vaughn ran a little seam route over the middle, and Williams was able to hit him for a big, big gain by Savion Vaughn.
Got it 54 yards, actually, to the 39. That's one way to get out of a hole.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And they do that quite often. It's like Savion's going out for a breather.
As is Jordan Williams. That's Steron Davidson in the Wildcat. Davidson calls his own number. Davidson across the 35 and down to about the 32 or so. Nice pickup on first down.
Yeah, that Wildcat offense has really been effective for the Bulldogs this season, and that time they were able to pick up a huge play in terms of yardage running the ball to the left.
7-yard gain. Landon Breedlove on the tackle. 2nd and 3 at the 32. That's Davidson again. Davidson gave it to Kenzel, and that didn't work out very well. Tackled for loss. Well played by Fern Creek.
Yeah, the Fern Creek Tigers almost got there right about the same time Kenzel got the ball. So great defensive stop by the Tigers on that play.
Emmanuel McGee in there. Covey Jackson in there. A 3rd down, a solid 7, maybe 8 here. This ball's back in the vicinity of the 37. First down marker is just shy of the 29-yard line. Williams in the pistol. Kenzel behind him. All the receivers on the left. Williams looking left. Williams throwing left. Williams unable to sneak that one through to Vaughn, and a little bit of a dangerous pass there. Kind of snuck it through the window.
Yeah, you got to watch out for these Fern Creek Tigers. I mean, they're good at picking those things off. So Savion looked like he's limping a little bit. I don't know.
The 4th down, Mayo kind of in no man's land. It's too close to punt. It's too far to kick. Might as well go for it. 4th down. 36-yard line. Needs 7 yards for a first down.
Got Williams in at the quarterback position, so it looks like they're going to be trying to pass the ball downfield.
Young to the left, Parker to the right. The other man on that right is Jesse Jones, the big sophomore tight end. I'd watch for here, 19. Make some plays over the middle. Williams looks outside, throws incomplete. And that'll turn it over on downs. Fern Creek holds.
Yeah, Williams had a guy open on the out route, but just wasn't able to deliver the ball and turnover on downs. And I believe that was the first stop of the Bulldogs for the Tigers this game.
Get pretty decent field position out of it as well. Take over just shy of the 37-yard line.
The Fern Creek has actually been moving the ball decent, just not able to get in the end zone so far.
Yeah, it's the sustaining drives, which is kind of a familiar story. You could say that about both teams.
Absolutely. The Bulldogs have definitely had their struggles this season, and again, definitely seeing some bright spots out of this Fern Creek Tigers offense so far.
2 receivers to the right this time. Wallace in the backfield with Young on his left. Hale's got everybody up tight. Wallace Wallace trying to escape. Wallace will escape. Wallace turns that corner and takes off up near the first down sticks. We'll have to see where they spot it. Looks like at about the 44, but still a nice first down pickup.
Nice decision by Wallace. I mean, he dropped back, and there just weren't any Tigers open, and he decided to, like, hey, I can take this, and was able to get a solid gain on first down that play.
Combs tracked him down, spot him at the 44, 2nd and 3. Wallace doing some good things with his legs, and that was one of your key points early in the pregame, Dion, that he had to be able to create things kind of by any means necessary, and they're going to talk about creating some things. Timeout, Fern Creek will take it as well. 14-0 Mayo over Fern Creek here on Glycod.
Folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
Welcome back. Mayo 14, Fern Creek nothing, but the Tigers moving the ball. Tonight's broadcast would not be possible without the support of our corporate partners. Please let them know how much you appreciate their commitment to providing free-to-watch high school athletics programming on Glycod. We're always grateful to them and grateful to you, and glad to have some good football to bring you. But these Tigers are making some plays. They're throwing some punches. You just got to sustain it, and that's the name of the game right here.
Absolutely. I mean, again, they're having some bright spots for sure on offense. Again, just I don't even want to say struggling, but just haven't really just tied enough together to get to the end zone. But definitely some decent production. Wallace is doing a solid job tonight.
2nd and 3, their own 44-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. 3 receivers left. Wallace hands it off and nothing doing. Young is taken down in the backfield.
Again, as soon as Young gets the ball, the Bulldogs were right there, and they were to get him down for a loss on that play.
A host of Bulldogs there. Albert Bledsaw, one of them. So instead of 2nd and short, now it's 3rd and kind of medium. It's about 3rd and 5 from the 42.
It'll be interesting to see if looks like the Tigers are going to probably put the ball in the air on this play.
Trips left, 1 right. Throw it left. Pave Jackson turns it up and has the first down across midfield.
I like the call. They throw a screen play over to Jackson, and he was able to make a catch and actually gain some yards downfield for the first down.
Mims tackles him at the midfield stripe, but that is a first down. Getting a little in the screen game. Hadn't really seen that tonight, Dion.
Yeah, I think that may be the first time that we did see that, and was really effective. He had some great blocks out of there, and was able to make the catch and the first down on that play.
2 receivers each way. Patrick Carr is in the slot to the right. The kicker, punter, also receiver. Quarterback run left and able to square his shoulders and get down to the 46, maybe even the 45-yard line. Gritty run for Javis Wallace.
Yeah, it looked like a planned, just called a quarterback draw for Wallace. And, again, another nice pickup. He's doing a great job of, gaining yardage with his legs tonight.
Set it down just shy of the 45-yard line. Call it 2nd and a long 5. Two receivers each way. Mayo still very aggressive. Nobody further than about 8 yards off the ball. Wallace hands it off and just nothing doing. That one, Eric Pickett just swallowed up by the middle of that Mayo line. And now they're scrapping a little bit, and a flag comes flying in.
Yeah, a little bit of competitive tension out there. Some guys doing a little bit extra after the whistle, and looks like we got a flag on the play for it.
We do. The question then always is,
Who?
You're going to pick a team, or are you going to just say offsetting? We'll have to see. Thinking about it, talking about it. Ball's down at the 47 right now as we await word on the exact nature of the penalty. A personal foul against Mayo. A personal foul against Fern Creek. They will offset.
I like the call. You see a couple of guys kind of getting into it. You really don't see what's going on. Just really more of a warning shot than anything from the refs.
So 3rd down and 7 at the 47. Two receivers right, two receivers left. Same formation. They basically run for the last handful of plays. Shotgun look for Javis Wallace. He's got it. He's going to throw deep. He's got a man out there. Ball's in the air. It's intercepted. Coming back with it. Mims out to about the 34-yard line. Excellent play. Tyson Mims just high-pointed that, went up and got it. Took it back for 15 or 20 yards.
Yeah, great defense by Mims. I mean, he was playing some really good coverage that time, and Wallace put it up, and Mims went up and got it and was able to get a turnover for the Bulldogs.
We do have a flag. Not sure if that was on the run back or exactly what. We'll see. Okay, here we go. I think it's a sideline warning on Mayo, so it will not impact the play.
Looks like guys got a little excited after the interception play. I believe that is the 3rd interception for the Bulldogs this season.
It is, yes. A fairly low total. In many years, you'd see a lot more. Second one for Mims. They've had a lot of balls that they almost got, but able to seal the deal. And again, nice play just to high point that. That's what you try to teach. Find the ball, don't get a cheap penalty, and then just go get it.
Yeah, and that ball goes up. I mean, you're the receiver. That's your ball just as much as it is the wide receiver. So great job by Mims on the interception and the run after the catch.
So we're at the 19-yard line. Must have been the sideline warning, must have been a penalty. So Williams, I believe, straight ahead here.
Is that Williams?
It is. It's not Williams.
That's Leon Melvin.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Leon Melvin in the ball game.
We talked about that Bulldog quarterback rotation. I believe that's the 3rd quarterback of the game so far.
Yep. Melvin played well last week, 8 of 8, 92 yards, pair of touchdown throws, ran a touchdown as well.
Yeah, Melvin was really productive last week. It'll be interesting to see how well he fares against this Tigers defense.
Got Kenzel beside him, 2nd down and 5 at the 24. Melvin gives it to Kenzel, and he slips and falls down.
That's not supposed to happen on the turf.
Yeah. Back on the old grass field, sometimes you'd find a divot, but
right.
Yeah, Kenzel's feet just went out from under him, and unfortunately, that'll put the Bulldogs in a hole. Or fortunately, if you're rooting for Fern Creek,
which is rare for Kenzel. He's normally really good on his feet,
Right. So he's a north-south runner. He's
absolutely
not prone to that, but 3rd down and long. Melvin in the gun. Melvin, play fake, sets. Now he's under pressure. He rolls. He's going to run. The ball comes out, and we can't see it. I think Fern Creek has it, judging from the reaction. Fern Creek has it. The play is just hidden from our view by the sideline tent, but Melvin, got the ball jarred. You could see it a little bit better than we could see it here in the booth, but ball popped out, and Fern Creek able to grab it right around the 20.
I'm not sure what happened, but the ball just kind of popped almost like it was punched out.
Yeah.
And Fern Creek was able to come up with it. So unfortunately, Melvin has a turnover for the Bulldogs on that play, and really, really good field position for the Fern Creek Tigers.
Well, Fern Creek in the red zone off of the turnover. First down at the Mayo 20.
Yeah, we talked about turnovers being one of their keys as well, So if, ideally the Tigers would turn this into some points.
Young, the back, 8 yards deep. Javis Wallace in front of him. Wallace gives Young. Young able to get himself and go in. Sean Young, 20-yard touchdown. That looked like sleight of hand. He was going down, and he righted himself, and that was all it took.
I actually thought they were going to get him down for a loss on that play, and he was able to break a couple of tackles and get into the end zone. So big play for the Fern Creek Tigers, and they take advantage of the Bulldogs turnover.
Young in from 20 yards out. Here comes Carr for the extra point.
Yeah, exactly what the Fern Creek Tigers were needing, just a big play on defense and a touchdown by the offense with the short field.
Carr's 10 of 12 on the year on extra points. He's ready. Gets it out of there. 11, and it's good. 14-7.
11 of 13.
Yep. Fern Creek pulls within a touchdown. We'll be right back here on Glycod.
You want the right agents for your real estate? Choose the Van Treese team with Semin Realtors, Louisville's oldest and largest real estate firm. Former University of Louisville basketball star Stephen Van Treese and his wife Laura have put their diverse and combined expertise to work in helping you buy or sell your house. Contact the Van Treese team at 502-468-1463 or visit them online at vantreeseteam.seminin.com. Seminin Realtors, always one step ahead. You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
The Fern Creek Tigers turn a turnover into a short field into a touchdown. And they pull within 14-7 here late in the second quarter, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Fern Creek.
And it was one of the keys. I mean, they've had just a massive turnover margin for this season. I think they're a plus 15, if I'm not mistaken. And they were able to turn that turnover to some points. So great job by the Tigers, and we got us a 14-7 football game.
Carr to kick it away. Mims and Davidson back to return, only standing around the 15-yard line. It's a short kick. It hits. It's going to be Mims up that left side. Mims shakes free. Mims down the sideline. Midfield flag flies. Mims goes down around the 40, but I think some of that will be negated.
Mims is feeling it now, coming off the interception, and we got a big return. Got a flag down on the play. There's a good chance that may be a hold. We'll see what the guys in stripes.
It is indeed a hold. We'll have to see where exactly. I'm going to guess in the vicinity of the 35 when all is said and done.
Great return by Mims. I don't know where they're gonna mark this ball, but a great return by Mims on that play.
Yes, watching to see where the official sets it down, and it is the 35. So still a net of about 20 on that return. Gets the Bulldogs out of their own end a little bit. Jordan Williams back out there at quarterback. Williams sets, screen. Kinzel got it and then tackled. One man to beat, and he couldn't beat him. Down at the 38. There's a flag down as well, right about in the area where the tackle was made over on the sideline.
Excellent tackle that time by the Fern Creek Tigers to stop Kinzel on that screen play. So if he didn't get him, that's probably a huge gain by Kinzel.
There's James White, who made the saving tackle there, but again, I'm not sure what this flag is here at about the 38-yard line over by the Fern Creek sideline. We'll have to see. Apparently there isn't a flag. So disregard. So second down and 7 at the 38 then.
I think the young folks these days say, just kidding. No flag on the play.
So Bulldogs back on it. Williams is the quarterback. James Clark in the game down here on the bottom, and whistles blow. We've got a timeout. We will step away as well. 14-7, Mayo over Fern Creek late in the second here on Glycon.
Ease the stress of running a business? Then count on the accountants at Kelly King & Company. They offer a wide array of services, including taxes, payroll, and bookkeeping, while providing deep analysis and strategic guidance to help you make sound, smart business decisions. Contact Troy and Crestwood at 502-241-5656 or visit them online at kingcpa.net. Kelly King & Company, proudly serving and supporting Oldham County for generations and a dedicated partner to small business.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycon.
Second down and 7. Mayo on the attack here. We'll see where this one goes from here. Williams going to hand it to Kinzel. He didn't go far. Fern Creek was all over it.
Yeah, Kinzel stuffed at the line of scrimmage by the Fern Creek Tigers for a loss on that play.
They're going to give him maybe a yard out to the 39 on that one. Fern Creek did a nice job. Nathan Talley, one of the guys there to cover up, and all of a sudden, pretty substantial third down here. Momentum is going Fern Creek's way.
I was just thinking the same thing. I mean, you know, they come out and they're able to get on the scoreboard and having an impressive start on the defensive side of the ball this series.
Three receivers left. Jordan Williams looks that way, then goes backside. Davidson, and he overshot him.
Yeah, it looked like Davidson was actually open, but Williams just overshot him on that play like you called, and like the Bulldogs are going to go ahead and elect a punt.
Seth Henson, the punter. See who drops back. Looks like it's going to be dual safeties for Fern Creek. Well, maybe, yeah. Young is back, and the other safety back is James White. Young on the left, White on the right. Henson to boot it. Henson's got it. Takes his time, hits a blast over White. Henson's kick is going to trickle inside the 10. Is going to go dead at about the 9-yard line. So that one is a 52-yard punt for Seth Henson with no return.
Yeah.
You can't do it any better.
You can. I mean, you know, first punt of the night for the Bulldogs, and you know, we know Seth Henson as a weapon himself. You know, just in the kicking game. So excellent punt, and really puts the Tigers in a hole here in terms of this drive. I mean, 1:36 to go in the second quarter, and they've got to get the whole field to go because of that punt.
Back on their own 9-yard line. I would think that would temper any real tendency to be aggressive here. If you're Fern Creek, I think you're happy to go in 14-7 right now.
Absolutely.
But they've got a wide open set here. Everybody spread out. 4 receivers left. Wallace slings it out there. Jackson turns it up and put the ball on the ground. It was at about the 17, and it's going to be a fumble, and Mayle's got it at the 20.
Yeah, that was exactly what the Tigers did not want. They were trying to keep it simple, to be quite honest. You know, they run the screen play, and just like they did earlier in the game, but the wideout wasn't able to hold on to the ball.
I thought maybe he was down. Nick Landrum's watching it like a hawk, and he says, nope. Still up, ball's out. 21-yard line, Mayle takes over.
I'm sure the Bulldogs will be looking to punch this in the end zone before this second quarter is up. Going to halftime with the
Well, Fern Creek got a short field and turned it into a touchdown, and Mayle says turnabout is fair play. And here they are for their try from the 21. Williams and a gun, Kenzel beside him. Williams rolls left. Williams fires left. Nothing doing. Just nothing open there. Kamari Young not really open and kind of threw it at his ankle anyway. So.
Good coverage by the Tigers on that play. And there was nothing there, and Williams did a really, really good job of just getting rid of the ball and giving the Bulldogs another opportunity at the end zone.
Steron Davidson checks in. Smells like Wildcat. Yep.
Yeah, this can be really tough to defend because whether Steron keeps it or he just hands it to Kenzel, you know, you got your hands full.
Davidson going to keep it. They tracked him from the backside as a flag flies. Cave Jackson takes him down for a short loss, but let's check the penalty as well. They played it pretty well.
Yeah, they played that one more than well. Cave Jackson was, came through there like a jet, was able to bring down Davidson from behind the line of scrimmage, or I guess right at the line of scrimmage.
So Fern Creek will decline the penalty. They will take the play and make it 3rd and 11 at the 22. Now that's interesting. I mean, that would have been 2nd and 20 at the 31. All right, we'll see how it works out. -1 instead of 10 yards and another down. Still Wildcat. Davidson going to throw it. Davidson chucks it. Got a man. Got a touchdown. That's the big tight end, Jesse Jones, right down Main Street.
Right down Main Street. I mean, when you see Davidson in there, I mean, your first thought is he's either going to hand it off or run it himself. And that time he fakes it and was able to make the pass for a touchdown to the tight end there for the Bulldogs, Jesse Jones. So a great play, and the Bulldogs able to get on the scoreboard right before we in the first half.
Davidson's passes might not win any awards, but hey, he got the ball where it needed to go.
It's a touchdown.
Looks like a dart in the stat column, and the extra point good for Henson, 21-7. Here in the final seconds of the first half. We'll be right back here on Glycod.
Red Ball is Southern Indiana's recycling choice because we can turn the scrap metal you bring into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
Welcome back, 21-7. So warring turnovers and short fields create a pair of touchdowns. And Mayle able to now pull ahead 21-7 on the pass from Steron Davidson.
Yeah, the Bulldogs able to kind of even things up in the turnover game. Fern Creek was able to get a turnover and get into the end zone, and Bulldogs able to return the favor, getting a turnover and a touchdown themselves. So back up 14.
Jesse Jones is becoming a real weapon in short yardage or short fields, and that's a thing to watch down the stretch. Sophomores making big plays. Henson with a nice toe into this one, and it will sail into the end zone for a touchback.
No question about that one. That was in that's a touchback.
So Fern Creek, last time they had it, the first play looks like a solid play. He had about 8 yards. And just as Cave Jackson was going down, the ball popped out, and 14-7 becomes 21-7. And of such small things, well, they become big things.
For sure. Hopefully, I'm sure the Tigers are more than anything just, wanting to take care of the football here and
get
it into halftime with this
see what
got any more points on the board for the Bulldogs anyway.
Fern Creek will get the opening kickoff to start the second half. And Wallace has got everybody bunched in pretty tight. Wallace just calls his own number, and he'll slide down right around the line of scrimmage. Discretion, sometimes the better part of valor. Let's see if they run another play or if that takes us to halftime.
Should just about do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like they're going to snap it one more time. Maybe.
You could honestly take a penalty at this point. If you didn't, it really wouldn't make any difference. And now whistles blow, and
is that the penalty?
Must have gotten that penalty. Well, we have a timeout then. I believe that is the indication. Yeah, Mayo called timeout. We'll take the stoppage as well. Be right back for the end of the first half here on Glycod.
Folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
So Mayo called timeout there, 5 seconds back on the clock. I would imagine that Fern Creek will either take a knee or do some essential equivalency thereof.
You would think so.
But we'll see. Yeah, Mayo's backed up. They got 3 guys 20 yards off the line of scrimmage. And they hand it off. It's a run. Young able to pick up 5 or 6 yards, but that will take us to the half. And the Mayo Bulldogs able to turn a late turnover into an advantage of 21-7 at intermission. That's where we've got it. We'll be back to recap the first half, get you ready for the second half. 21-7 here on Glycod.
A Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time. Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer. Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Crestwood today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome to Holy Smokes Barbecue.
At Holy Smokes Barbecue, our pitmasters smoke up mouth-watering ribs, chicken, brisket, mutton, and more. From sandwiches to full dinners, with a complete list of sides and desserts. Holy Smokes Barbecue. Just tell them that the man in the big white hat sent you.
Order up!
How's the pork chop taste?
It's pretty good. It's the best one I've ever had.
Holy Smokes Barbecue!
Tell them the man in the big white hat sent you.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
Red Ball is Southern Indiana's recycling choice because we can turn the scrap metal you bring into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service, and that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Tinsley Family Concessions, a tradition of corporate excellence and community service. For more, visit tfcfamily.com.
Welcome back to J-Town, our temporary squatting grounds for tonight. Mail and Fern Creek moved over here. If you missed the pregame, the Fern Creek field is still being readied, which has to be a source of frustration for the Tigers. I mean, here we are, 2 games to go in the regular season, and they're still waiting to get that first home game on the new field. It's been a long season on the road, and, you know, in some ways that continues tonight. Dion, in a lot of ways, it felt like a couple of different games jammed into one. Mayo comes out and scores 2 pretty crisp touchdown drives the first 2 times they have the ball. Really, maybe the sharpest offensive execution we've seen all season. And, you know, at that point it looked like everything was going the Bulldogs' way and they were just going to roll. And then since then, it largely dried up, and each team able to turn a short field off a turnover into a touchdown, and that's how we get to 21-7.
Yeah, I mean, you hit it right on the nose. I mean, it's been almost a mirror image of the Bulldog season. I mean, you know, we see flashes of like, wow, you know, they really look dangerous, and then you're like, I'm not sure what they are, you know what I mean? So, you know, fortunately for the Bulldogs, they are up 14 points at this point in time, you know, because of the late turnover, you know, by the Fern Creek Tigers. And I don't know, it's a pretty competitive game so far.
Yeah, it feels like a district game. Tonight's scoreboard, I should mention, you see the ticker there throughout our production, is presented by Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering. Tell them the man in the big white hat sent you. Appreciate our friends over at Holy Smokes and all of our friends who, again, help us bring you this free-to-watch programming. As we always like to say, if you don't like it, you get your money back because it's free. But anyway, we're going to step aside for another word from those friends I just spoke about. On the other side, we'll recap the scoring that got us to 21-7. But it's been a fascinating one so far, and plenty more fireworks to come. Mayo 21, Fern Creek 7 at halftime here on Glycon.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service, and that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
When you want the right agents for your real estate, choose the Van Treese team with Semin Realtors, Louisville's oldest and largest real estate firm. Former University of Louisville basketball star Stephen Van Treese and his wife Laura have put their diverse and combined expertise to work in helping you buy or sell your house. Contact the Van Treese team at 502-468-1463 or visit them online at vantreeseteam.seminin.com. Seminin Realtors, always one step ahead.
This is the mower that cut the lawn, that became the place their kids grew up. The legendary Exmark Laser Z is the zero-turn mower more landscape pros trust. For cut quality, comfort, and reliability. Exmark, official mowers of the backyard life. Visit your local dealer or explore the Exmark Laser Z online for special finance offers, available now.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
Halftime here at J-Town, where it's Mayo 21, Fern Creek 7. And now for a look at tonight's first half scoring from German American Bank. Strengthening communities since 1910, German American Bank. Again, as I said, Dion, Mayo just rolled down the field first two drives. The opening drive in particular took it from their own 17, 83-yard march. Just everything was working, throwing, running, doing a little bit of everything. Steron Davidson caps it with a 4-yard touchdown run. Henson's extra point makes it 7-0, 8:18 to go in the first quarter. Fern Creek had a first down, maybe two, and then had to punt. And Mayo's second drive was successful because Tyson Kenzel broke off a 61-yard run down the right sideline. And that and the ensuing extra point from Henson made it 14-0, 3:22 to go in the first. Everything's just rolling, and then since then, kind of an offensive wet blanket both ways. Two short fields, two short scores. First, Fern Creek, they turned a fumble from Leon Melvin into a 20-yard touchdown run from Kaishawn Young. Carr with the extra point made it 14-7, 3:41 to go in the second. And then just before halftime, Fern Creek had the ball on their own 9, completed a short pass to Cave Jackson, and he turned upfield to try to get more yardage. And just before he went down, popped the ball out. Mayo recovers. 3 plays later, a 22-yard pass out of the Wildcats. Steron Davidson finds the big tight end Jesse Jones down the middle. Henson's extra point, 21-7, 46 seconds in the half, and that's how we got where we are. But tale of a couple games. If you're Fern Creek, you saw some things in there that I think encouraged you, but at the same time, you're down 2 scores.
Yeah, and they should be encouraged. To be quite honest, in the first quarter, I thought that the Bulldogs were about to run away with this thing.
Yeah.
They got up pretty good, and again, like you said, 2 touchdowns on the first 2 drives of the game. And hats off to the Tigers. They didn't give up. They didn't lay down. They continue to be aggressive on defense and on offense as well, getting some stops and a turnover and able to get 7 points on the board. And this is the football game here. The Bulldogs have not ran away with this one. So hopefully these coaches are coming up with some solid game plans for the second half. And I believe we're going to have a competitive second half.
It's been interesting, 2 defenses that are very aggressive. There have been a lot of TFLs. There was a lot of jamming people into the box and just daring the other side to make big plays. And there have been some big plays. There have been some near misses on big plays. But I don't think we're going to see anything any different after halftime. I think both coaches are going to play this aggressive defensively and just kind of dare the other team to beat them, but at the same time, that style does create some one-on-ones, some matchups, some situations where if you can find that extra half second, if you can grab the 50-50 ball, you can make a big play.
Oh, absolutely. And again, to be quite honest, I'm not sure what it is I'm going to see here in this second half, because we saw a little bit of everything in the first half.
Sure.
But what I will say is the Fern Creek Tigers are in a position to still be able to come away with the victory if they can, put some things together on offense and possibly take advantage of that incredible turnover margin that they've established this season, and maybe get some points on defense. They could come out here with the victory.
Yep, absolutely. Well, we will have to see how it goes. 21-7 at intermission. We're going to take another break, and we'll be back. Second half will be with us before too long. Don't go anywhere. Fern Creek will get the ball to open the second half. It's 21-7 Male here on Glycod.
Ace Hardware is more than a store, a proud community partner. They're the place for answers to your home repair or improvement questions. Mention this ad and receive a refilled propane tank for $19.99. Visit the helpful Miller's Ace folks at any of their 4 Louisville locations: Preston Highway and Gilmore Lane, St. Matthews, Taylor Boulevard, or the West End. And remember to download the Ace Hardware app for rewards when you shop.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something at school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a side of ranch.
For surprisingly great rates and great service, call State Farm agent Mike Shelton in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Red Ball is Southern Indiana's recycling choice because we can turn the scrap metal you bring into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
Hi folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
Halftime, and Dion, sometimes we leave the off-air conversations off-air, but this is one I'm going to bring on air just because I've had it too. I think everybody who's worked in football has it too. So what we're having right here, the clock is running down to 0. The clock is not really running down to 0. The clock is reset for 3 minutes. And lest the scoreboard operator think I'm picking on him, I'm not. He's doing this because he's told to do it. But what happens is they put the time on the clock, and then they put 3 more minutes on the clock. And everybody does this, and everybody is told to do this. What I don't understand is why everybody does this and why they're told to do this.
Why don't you just put the additional 3 minutes on there and everybody just go off of that? So
I've never – you know, some things with age, they become clear to me. I understand. You know, there are points that that you pick up. And I don't know, Dion, maybe if we're still doing these games and we're in our 70s or our 80s,
okay,
I'll chuckle and think, I remember the olden days when we didn't understand the extra 3 minutes. But at this point, I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I don't get it. And the funny thing is I was sitting there looking at it, I'm thinking it. I wasn't even going to say anything to you. And then you mentioned it. I'm like, that is so odd they don't just put the 3 minutes on there. But, nevertheless, here we are.
Well, Nick Landrum gets to deal with it now, and I can tell you it was fun back in the days when I had to do production on the audio side and would sometimes forget about those extra 3 minutes. That's just a great ball of fun to not realize, to think you're ready to go, and then you got 3 more minutes. But you talked about Fern Creek and what they'd be thinking about a little bit here. Let's delve into the mind of Chris Wolf a little bit. Got to love those first 2 series. That was really sharp. But since then, just been hit and miss. Your defense has played well. The one touchdown you've allowed is largely a field position issue. I mean, there were some broken tackles on the scoring run, but when you let teams start out at your 20, they're going to do pretty well. Other than that, I would think you'd be pretty happy defensively. But what are you saying? What are you taking away here if you're Coach Wolf, trying to get the Bulldogs ready for the second half?
The same thing that we've been talking about since the beginning of the season with the Bulldogs is just trying to get some consistency on the offensive side. I mean, they played 3 different quarterbacks already, in the first half, which is that's a lot. I mean, typically, a team plays 1 quarterback, within 1 half. So they've got tons of weapons on this Bulldog team, but it's been a struggle just trying to find some consistency, out of someone. And, again, they started off this game on fire, really, touchdowns on the first 2 series, and things have kind of like settled since then. So hopefully they can find some, somebody to go to and kind of stick with in this second half.
Absolutely. A thing that I hate to bring up because I don't want to bring it up as a crutch, but I do think it always bears being said. You watch this Bulldog offense, and you think, boy, with a superstar running back, everything would be a lot smoother. Well, they had that superstar running back, and his name's Chase Burton, and he had a pretty severe leg injury at the end of last season, and he's not playing this season. And it's hard to project how different things would look with Chase Burton in that backfield. But he was a major weapon. He was as good of a high school running back as I've seen, and my heart still goes out to him, and that he's not out there, because he was great out there, and he brought some special things that are hard to replicate for even great players.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at his stats. I mean, it looked like he was, 1,824 rushing yards, 24 TDs. And to be quite honest, she said, you're not really sure what it would look like. I got a good feel of what it would look like. You know what I mean? Like night and day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He is he's a college football running back, for sure, and even with him not playing this season, I expect him to be playing on Saturdays next year.
Absolutely.
So, just a huge loss for the Bulldogs not having him at their disposal.
And as much as anything, bring it up to say, Chase, if you're watching, we miss seeing you out here. Look forward to seeing you on a college field in the near future.
Absolutely.
Henson to kick it to open the second half. It's a line drive. And it is going to be returned. Young from the shadows of the goal line. Here he comes. Young with a head of steam. Young making a big play out to about the 34-yard line before Mayo can track him down.
Yeah, Young had a little bit of a seam there and was able to – he's got some speed, able to bring that ball out for a really great start to the second half for the Fern Creek Tigers.
That was another one that was just – shy of being a touchback. If you put a microchip in that ball, it
might
probably
be a touchback.
Might have crossed that goal line. It's right there. But give Young credit for grabbing it and taking off, making a play, picking up another 14 yards out of it.
Yeah, great start to the second half for the Tigers.
Wallace in the gun from his own 34. Gives Young right into the line and just nothing doing.
Nothing
back
at all. Yeah, as soon as he got the ball, he's met by a host of Bulldogs who, brought him down to the backfield.
That'll be a short loss back to the 33, second and 11 from there.
This Bulldog defense has actually had a great game so far. And they've done a great job at really kind of keeping this Fern Creek offense contained.
Mims with a nice leaping interception in the first half. And then the fumble recovery that set up the second touchdown. So you got Fern Creek's excellent in turnovers, but Mayos forced 2 and committed only 1 tonight. Wallace on 2nd and 11. Going to throw. Fires. Shoestring grab up across midfield. What a catch right there. Didn't even break his stride. Nice play right there for Jaden Jackson.
And an awesome pass by Wallace on that play. Again, we've talked about him several times tonight. Again, great with his mobility, but he also has a great arm, and he showed it right there, being able to get the ball downfield for a reception.
So a first down at the Mayo 48. That was Jerron Combs able to eventually track him down, but what a catch. Picked it off the carpet just about. Pistol look this time. Hand it off, and Young is swarmed under, and that's going to be another TFL for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, definitely another TFL. I mean, I get what the Fern Creek Tigers are trying to do, but, they got to be able to block somebody up front, if they're going to run that draw play. And, they caught him in the backfield and took him down for a loss.
Loss of 3, back to their own 49, 2nd and 13 there.
Bulldogs doing a really good job of applying some pressure up front, and that's giving this Fern Creek Tiger team, this offense, some trouble.
Pivotal possession here out of halftime. Everybody's bunched in except Jaden Jackson wide to the right. Wallace got time this time. Fires. Incomplete. Kind of a dangerous throw, and Steron Davidson just about made him pay.
Some solid defense by Davidson. He was on him like a glove that time, and able to get out in front of the ball and bat it down.
It was Eric Pickett that the pass was intended for, but it was Davidson who almost picked it. 3rd down and long.
Nice defensive start of the second half for the Bulldogs. Got the Tigers here in the 3rd and long, but Wallace has shown he can convert on these 3rd and long. So let's see what happens on this play.
Yeah, Fern Creek's been as dangerous on 3rd and long as they've been anywhere all night. See what they cook up here. 1 receiver wide each way. There's a second receiver to the left. Empty set for Wallace. Quarterback run. And there's just not much there. He takes it across midfield, but only gains about 2 on 3rd and 13.
Yeah, a little bit of a surprise right there. I thought they may put the ball in the air. The Tigers have had a little bit of some success doing that, but they decided to run a quarterback sweep with Wallace, but just not much there.
Combs on the tackle for Mayo. 4th down and 11. Just across midfield, Carr into punt. Davidson in to return. Davidson now backing up to his own 20 or so. 4th and 11 at the 49. Carr gets a high snap, and it's blocked. Picked out of the air and scooped, and it's going to go in for Christian White. Takes it back. Flag comes in. 2 flags come in. Well, let's see.
Yeah, multiple flags on the play, but
think they're going to be after? Let's see. Christian White blocked the punt, scooped it. Is it going to count?
Like holding on the Tigers.
Yeah. Which the touchdown will count. Christian White, block punt return for a touchdown.
Not sure why you will be holding someone, when the Bulldogs are running into the end zone on a block punt. I'm not sure what that's about, but nevertheless, just some great pressure by the Bulldogs, and they were able to turn that into a touchdown.
Christian White, we've seen him play defense. We've seen him play a little Wildcat quarterback. Got See him take one to the end zone there.
Yeah, the senior defensive end there. Like I said, you see him a little bit of everywhere. He's able to get the block and scoop the ball up and score. So, nice heads-up play by Christian White.
He had a scoop and score against St. X earlier this season.
He did.
Extra point for Henson is true. 28-7. The block punt. Touchdown for the Bulldogs. We'll be right back here on Glycod.
You cannot depend on Beth to choose the best meal to go.
Is that soup? No, thank you.
But you can always depend on her car starting because she has an Interstate battery. Outrageously dependable.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
So special teams play puts the Bulldogs back on the board. And the penalty has been marked off on the ensuing kickoff because Seth Henson's got the ball at the 50-yard line. All right, Dion, what am I thinking?
What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I always go here after a personal foul on a touchdown because the kickoff is from the 50. What's all? You got an onside kick from here.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to try one,
what do you lose?
This is the time, yeah. Up 21 points.
Yeah, right. It may not be the ideal game situation, but I always look for it. From the 50, Henson. Nope, just boots it away. And that one will certainly go into the end zone. Yeah, the logic for me is you've got to kick it more than 10 yards even on an onside kick. So the kick is going to be somewhere inside the 40.
That's right.
You may catch the other team napping and recover. If you don't, you're not a ton worse off than you are on a normal kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
But
they chose not to that time. And
that's probably the wisest thing to do.
In a different situation, if you're down, you know what I mean? I think you can easily see that at that point. But right now I think they're just going to play it safe, and they did, actually.
Let's see what Javis Wallace and the Tigers have cooked up offensively. 2 receivers each way. It's a pistol look for Wallace here. And he hands it off, and not much there in the middle of the line. I believe that's Young. And just didn't go anywhere. Mail's right there.
Yeah, there hadn't been much in the middle of that line for the most part tonight. Again, the Fern Creek Tigers have had some success, but it's been on the outside of just throwing the ball down the field.
Davidson on the tackle. Call it no gain. 2nd and 10 at the 20. Start to feel a little frustration creep in for the Tigers. Feels like not that long ago it was 14-7. Trips right. 1 receiver left for Wallace. The snap was a little off. Wallace to fire, incomplete. It was almost like a knuckleball snap. It was snapped, but it didn't really get to him very quickly.
Wallace was able to keep his hands on it there and deliver the ball, but he didn't really have anybody open that play.
Pretty much the timing off, yeah. They're down at 10. I've been impressed with the aggressiveness of the male secondary, and you can watch it here. I mean, they're starting off. You've only got 2 guys deeper than 5 yards off the ball. Okay, now we've got a third who rolls deep. So a little more conservative. But they're even 10 yards and creeping forward from their spot. Wallace, he's in the gun. It's another kind of knuckleball snap. He fires. It's caught, and it's going to be a first down. Up at the 32-yard line. Nice grab right there for James White. He's had a nice game catching the football.
I was just about to say the same thing. That's been one of Wallace's favorite targets tonight, and he finds him again for another first down.
I didn't see a change at center, but I'm wondering if we've had one here just because the rhythm on these snaps has been kind of funky.
A little off, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, like you said, using another great catch and from White, and he's had a solid game this evening.
Yeah, they got some playmakers on the outside. If they can get White going down the middle the way he has in this game, that could really help the Tigers. Empty set now. Wallace slings it out to Young, and might have been a good idea. Just kind of threw it over him and thought, I don't really see it.
Yeah, there wasn't much there, but, my eyebrows went up like, hey, be careful now. You know what I mean?
yeah, guys can materialize in front of those things
don't
sometimes.
float that thing up there too soft, that could be going the other way. Yeah, Tigers struggling a little bit in this second half to kind of move the ball downfield. They've been kind of stuck in this field position here for the most of the second half.
Yeah, I think Mayo is kind of shifting a little bit in coverage. In the first half, it was almost everybody up, and now that I've been talking about it, they're kind of dropping guys back and moving guys around. I think there's a little bit of an intent to create some confusion here. White went in motion, and he's in the slot right now. Wallace has got two receivers each way, but we're going to have a timeout by the Tigers as they want to talk it over. We'll take the break as well. Mail 28, Fern Creek 7 here on Glycod.
Folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
Second down and 10 for Fern Creek when they go back on the attack.
Yeah, Creek struggling a little bit to move the ball in this second half.
I look down below me and I see someone after my daughter's heart. I see a reader about 4 rows in front of us here, about 2/3 of the way through a very large book. That would be my daughter at a football game. And I want to go down and tell that fan that I've got a kindred spirit in my house anyway.
Oh, wow. I wish I could trade eyes with that fan. There's not enough light out here for me to just be staring at a book with words that small.
It must be a good one. I'm going to say that. Second down at 10, Fern Creek. They got trips left now. One receiver back to the right. Wallace has got it. Ducks under some pressure. Now going to take off. Going to run with it and just got back to the line. Might have picked up a yard. Wasn't much there.
Yeah, not much there at all. Nobody downfield, so Wallace makes a good decision and just kind of turns it upfield to try to get what he can get, which didn't get much there. And Tigers looking at a 3rd and long here.
Tyson Mims closes in on it. 3rd down and about 9 from the 33.
The Tigers have had some success, getting the ball downfield to White. So if you're the Bulldogs, you want to keep your eye on him on this play.
Pretty good traveling contingent from the Bulldogs tonight. Kind of filling in the stands across from us. There's a few empty spots, but not many. 3rd and 9 at the 33. 4 receivers right here for Fern Creek, 1 left. So an empty set for Javis Wallace, who's looking right. And pressure comes, and now he's going to run. Wallace has got a hole this time, 45-50. Runs out of bounds on the male side. First down.
Yeah, nice call. Nice decision by Wallace. I mean, they had trips right. I believe they were trying to go right, and Wallace saw a seam on the left-hand side and was able to make a large, or maybe the biggest gain for the Tigers in this second half.
Yeah. Jarius Howard-Bowen able to escort him out of bounds, but a first down for the Tigers up at the Bulldog 48. Let's see if they're going with a similar formation. Yeah, 4 receivers right, 1 left, empty backfield other than the quarterback, Javis Wallace. And Mayo's creeping up. Mayo wants to bring heat here. or maybe back out. We'll see. Wallace. There's the pressure. Wallace just flips it, and it's caught. Down to the 40, down to the 30. If he's still in, he's inside the 20, and down inside the 15-yard line. Jaden Jackson, I'm pretty sure they didn't draw it up that way, but a gutsy play by Wallace to just flip it out, and then Jackson, kind of sleight of hand, makes it a 33-yard gain.
Yeah, Wallace was getting some pressure from the right, which he was rolling that way. He turns in a circle. You thought it might be a sack, and he just kind of flips it out there, and the Tigers were able to make the reception and a huge gain downfield with a great play. Great play, exciting play, yeah.
Improvised play, yeah.
Yeah, chance to put some points on the board for the Tigers.
Pickett is the setback this time with Wallace. 2 receivers each way. First down at the 15. Wallace in the pistol. Wallace throws right. It's caught, but short yardage, and wow. Well, a flag comes in. I don't know, Dion. I mean, it was a hard hit, but it was a shoulder.
It was a shoulder. It looked like maybe a forearm or something. Yeah. That's yeah, that's it wasn't helmet to helmet, right?
I don't think so. Hey, Mims was the guy who's in coverage. Makes a hit down about the 12, but yeah, I don't know what they thought they saw, but it's not anything that I saw. Put it that way.
Here. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the call is targeting, and you can't target with your shoulder.
I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not sure what he did wrong there.
No, me neither.
You know.
Well, it'll move the play closer to the goal line, and in fact, looks like they're going to say 1st and goal at the 5, and now we're going to have an official's timeout. I think Chris Wolf is saying.
What?
He hit him with his shoulder.
Right.
Is this the old tackling too hard penalty?
Right.
I mean, it was an aggressive play, but, it is still football last I checked.
I mean, it looked clean to me. I'm not sure what the issue was. In the ref's defense, I mean, they're looking at everything real time, you know.
Right. And they're way over there and on top of it, and I'm all the way across the field.
Exactly.
So.
We're all the way over here, but
nothing jumped out in my view.
I'm not sure what it was that he saw there.
So we're trying to
kind of
wind back and look at a replay here. Our spotter, Ryan Cox, is pulling it up. Do you see it, Dion? I still don't see it.
I mean, I could see his forearm go out. I don't know if maybe it hit the helmet or something or above the shoulder pad, but it just looked like a football play to me. So.
Sure. Well, it's going to be 1st and goal at the 5. So here we go.
Yeah, maybe it was a shot to the head. We just couldn't see it from over here.
Wallace throwing into the end zone. It is caught, actually just shy of the end zone, but Cave Jackson takes it in. Touchdown, Fern Creek.
Yeah. Cave Jackson on the reception. You know, he ran an out route, and Wallace was able to hit him nice and clean, hit him right on the button. He was able to get into the end zone untouched on that play.
So a nice drive by Fern Creek when they really needed it most. Carr on for the extra point.
Yeah, I was just taking a look at that replay
Still
from the penalty.
Yeah.
He may have gotten the forearm over above the shoulders. Maybe something to the head there that they saw.
Carr to try to pull within 14. But a flag comes in before he kicks it. Offsides against Mayo. He's still kicking your point.
Yeah, looking at that replay, it looked like he may have gotten a little bit of forearm, to the head. And, the refs want to make sure everybody's safe out here. So if it's questionable, they're probably going to call that.
I still don't know that I've ever seen that called targeting. But
I don't either. Yeah. I'm not sure why that was the case. But
bad snap, and now Jaden Jackson runs, and he throws, and they got 2. Dropped it off underneath for 2.
Wow.
So 2-point play works, 28-15. We'll step aside for a quick break here on Glycod.
Folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
Fern Creek pulls within 28-15 after the touchdown and the 2-point play. I think that was designed. It looked designed.
It actually did look designed to me. I know you talked about there was an issue on the snap there, but it just it looked like they designed that, which I'm not sure why you would go for 2.
Take
but,
the point.
Yeah.
I wondered about it. When you get the penalty, it's half the distance, but usually
Right.
that's going to help if you're going to run a quarterback sneak or something.
Absolutely,
but, hey, the point may come in handy. 13-point game now. Carr to kick away. It's a short kick. Mims goes back to about the 13. Up the left side, Tyson Mims. He's a speed merchant. Down the sideline, Tyson Mims. They turn him in. He's still up. Tyson Mims breaks through. 87. No, just short of 87 yards. I jinxed him with a number. 84 yards, we'll call it.
Awesome. That was an unbelievable run by Sims. I mean, he took off and then he paused and kind of slowed up and then he took off again and was able to break that one for I'm not sure how long that was, but a great return by Mims on that play, almost getting to the end zone.
80-some yards. We'll stick there for the moment. Let's see where they put it. I'm going to put it to 5, so 82 yards. All right.
Yeah, that can be it's pretty heavy, for the Fern Creek Tigers to come out and score and then have this happen,
Right. It looked like they had him hemmed in around the 40, but he just kind of circled back and got through it somehow.
That burst, it was able to get loose. And
first and goal at the 5, that's Davidson. Davidson going to keep it, puts his shoulder down, and goes into the end zone. Second rushing touchdown, third touchdown overall for Steron Davidson.
2 rushing, 1 passing. Great game by Davidson so far. Yeah, they got back there in that Wildcat offense. And again, we talked about, the swapping out of those quarterbacks and how they, they have several quarterbacks that they can be effective with on this Bulldogs offense. And
I think they like the look of him down in these short yardage situations.
And they should. I like the look of him down here in these short yardage situations.
So 34-15. Mail short a player on the extra point team. Now they've got the requisite 11. Henson. Certainly long enough, and it is good. 35-15, just like that. Mail bounces back with their own touchdown. 3:07 to go in the third. Be right back here on Glycod.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
35-15, 5-yard touchdown runs to Ron Davidson. Tyson Mims, I just want to go ahead and apologize to you. You had that other 5 in your pocket, and I jinxed you out of it, but I owe you one, buddy.
Great return by Mims either way.
The 82, maybe a tribute to Seth Henson, who kicks off. It's a line drive, going to settle down in the corner, but Young's going to bring it out of there. Young, he's got a nice burst. Across the 20, across the 30, across the 35, out to about the 36. And Henson mixing it up. You don't see a lot of kickers who are going to get in somebody's face. Seth Henson's feeling his oats right here.
Yeah. Seth Henson says, hey, what are you doing in my face? Yeah.
Just because I wear a number in the 80s and kick the ball, I'm still a football player.
Absolutely. A solid football player. I expect him to be playing on Saturdays as well.
Absolutely.
Next year.
Ball's at the 35-yard line. Well, I hope nobody, stepped in the other room and got a drink of water, because if you did, you missed a lot of football.
Absolutely, yeah, in the last couple minutes here.
35-15, Fern Creek now back on the attack. Pickett is the setback beside Wallace. 2 receivers each way. Wallace gives Pickett. Pickett grinds his way for a couple through the middle. Not much there. Picks his way to about the 37.
Yeah, not much at all. The Tigers have had a little bit of a struggle again trying to run that ball up the middle on this Bulldog defense.
Christian White on the tackle for Mayo. 2nd down and 8.
The Tigers have had some success, getting the ball downfield.
Yeah, it's largely been on the periphery. There's not a lot in the middle, and the exception of that, I think, have been the plays to James White, who's done a nice job in the middle of the field getting some yardage.
Yeah, White's had a great game in terms of production today.
2nd down and 8 at the 37. Pickett is the setback, and there are 3 receivers. No, Pickett now moves off. He's the 4th receiver to the right, empty set. Javis Wallace. Mayo kind of showing backing out. We'll have to see. Wallace, quick throw, is batted down. He's trying to get it out to Jaden Jackson, but
Christian White there getting his hands on the ball.
He's been a busy man.
Yeah, he's an athlete too. He's capable of batting that down and catching it himself, So
yeah. A 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, great play by Christian White that time. He's out there in the pink tape on his cleats tonight.
Yeah, of course, breast cancer awareness. You
absolutely.
See a lot of it. Seth Henson, you got the whole pink undershirt going. 2 receivers each way. Wallace has got them bunched in tight. Here he comes, throwing. Wallace heaves one. 3 guys out there, and it's incomplete. Probably Jackson did a nice job really playing defensive back there and keeping it out of the hands of Jerron Combs.
Oh, no doubt about it. I thought Combs was going to come down with that one, but he wasn't able to hang on to it. Like you said, that probably a lot of that had to do with Jackson just making sure he did not come down with that ball that time.
4th down and an apparent punting situation. It's Cave Jackson who drops, apparently, to handle the punt here. Hope Carr's all right.
Looks like the Bulldogs are going to be applying some pressure again here on this punt.
Davidson up to return it. Jackson's got it. Jackson rolls and kicks rugby style. That's a nice kick. It's unfortunately going to go out of bounds for him, but, boy, he put a good toe to it.
He did.
Spots out at the 46, so it ends up only covering about 17 yards. But
if he didn't take off to the right there for a few steps and before he kicks that, I'm not sure he gets that one off. So nice heads-up play.
One of those things you always watch for when the second punter comes in. There's a high potential for trouble, and he did a good job of avoiding disaster right there. The last punt before that, of course, had been blocked and run back for a touchdown.
For a touchdown, yeah.
Bulldogs back on the attack. Jordan Williams got Tyson Kenzel behind him. He's in the pistol. Gives it to Kenzel. Nothing doing. Fern Creek's all over it. Stops him at the line.
Yeah, nothing at all. You don't hear too many of those Kenzel stopped at the line. He's normally good for about 3 or 4 yards minimum on a carry, but just not a lot of room to work with on that play.
Trent Woodford closed down on him. 2nd and 10. Like the Bulldogs maybe taking a little air out of the ball themselves. Pistol look with Williams. Watch Jamil Parker on the outside. He's a big play threat. Run it inside. Kenzel able to get a couple, but just not much there.
Just a couple. And I think you're right. I think the Bulldogs are starting to kind of eat away at this clock a little bit. They're up by 20 points, and try to pit that clock against the Tigers here as well.
Third and 8, balls at the 48. Potentially the final play of the third quarter upcoming. Shotgun look for Williams. Kenzel beside him. Williams fires. Caught Jones. Can he break free? He cannot. He made the 47. He needed to get to the 44, so it'll be 4th and 3. We'll have to wait to the other side of the quarter break to see what Coach Chris Wolf wants to do with that. 35-15. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter here on Glycod.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in. Like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut. And the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Crestwood today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
So it'll be 4th down and about 3 to go. When the Bulldogs open the fourth quarter just across midfield.
We thought they were going to go for it, but I see Henson out there on the field, so maybe not.
Yeah. No, we'll see. Everybody's out there for both teams. So
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah.
Team's playing a little bit of chess here.
The referee says start the clock, so play clock rolls. Well, Mayo's taking their time here.
They are.
Here they come. They're going to run out.
Oh,
Henson's out there as a punter. And now Fern Creek's got to run out. They've got 11 in. Maybe he had 12 in. I don't know. Let's see. The little gamesmanship. Let's see if the Bulldogs are indeed going to punt. 4th and 3. Wouldn't be shocked either way. Kenzel's the up back for what it's worth. Wanted to see if they jump, and they didn't. And that might have been a delay game. It is.
Delay game?
Yep. So now you're definitely going to punt, or so
Yeah.
you would think.
It almost seemed like an intentional delay of game that time. They had plenty of time to get the ball.
Yeah. Well, there were a couple of hard counts from Kenzel. I think he wanted to see if he could draw anybody off, but
Henson's got a pretty strong leg. Maybe they feel like they needed to back him up a little bit in order to, not kick it through the back of the end zone. So,
all right, 4th and 8, just back on the other side of midfield. There's the snap. Henson puts a nice toe to it. It's going to sail. And it's dropped at about the 12 and now picked up. And the return man now breaks free, but he'll only make it up to about the 20.
Interesting. Okay.
So ended up with about a 40-yard punt and about an 8-yard return. Call it a net of around 32 there.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. They were huddled up on the side there, then they sprint out, and you think they're going to, punt the ball really quickly, and they actually end up taking their time so much that they get a delay of game. So not really sure what that was about, but here we are.
Fern Creek will start out at the 20. Down 3 scores. Wallace in the gun. Everybody's left. He throws left. It's caught, and his receiver went to the ground right where he caught it. And it looks like a short loss. Combs down there on the tackle.
Yeah, that was Kave Jackson. They've ran that screen play there on several occasions. They've had some success with it, but they've also had a fumble out there running that play.
Probably the biggest play of the game to this point. If you were trying to pick on one particular moment where kind of the narrative shifted, I think that was probably it.
It was a big one for sure. Yeah, turnover and the Bulldogs turned it into a touchdown.
Fern Creek's not been within 13 since. Second 11, their own 19. Trips right, one receiver left. Wallace awaits. He's got it. He sets. He fires deep. Just up for grabs. Incomplete. And not much going on that one. James White was out there, but so were a handful of male defenders. Kamari Hayes turned around, and he might have had a shot at intercepting it, but the pass just kind of fluttered down to the ground.
Yeah, with just a little over 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, down by 20. I get it that the Creek's trying to get it downfield, but that was a dangerous pass there, just kind of floating that up. He's lucky the Bulldogs didn't come down with that.
Third and long. Trips to the right. One receiver back left. Wallace has been sharp on third down tonight. He sets. Deep throw. Double coverage. Got a man out there. Incomplete. Tried to work it to Jaden Jackson in between two male defenders. Pretty good throw. I mean, he gave him a chance, but that's a lot to ask out of a receiver to go up and beat two DBs.
Yeah, pretty good throw, but even better coverage on that play. He had a guy over the top and underneath. Just really know where for Wallace to put the ball. And, he put it up there for grabs. And luckily, again, the Bulldogs didn't come down with that one.
Bledsaw and Combs able to cover it. Kind of sounds like a law firm. They want to advertise you're on Glycott. No, I'm kidding.
One day, yeah.
Jackson ready to punt. Dual safeties back here for Male. It's Mims and Davidson. From the 19, Kave Jackson just going to take off. Let's see if he can get there. He cannot quite. Boy, it was a heck of an effort at the end, but he's a yard or two shy.
It was a heck of an effort. That was a design play and just short of the first down. And unfortunately, from the Tigers' defense, they've given the Bulldogs a short field here.
Combs tackled him and leaves it, looks like a yard shy. Mark it at the 29. That's it was well designed. That's just a long way to run, and yeah, the effort was certainly willing. He extended the arm and took a dive, but he needed 3 more feet.
Yeah, the Tigers have had a little bit of struggles on the just punting the ball this evening. So needing to get some points on the board. So I like the call by the Tigers. Just not able to convert.
Williams at quarterback, Courtney Jones in there at running back. Haven't seen much of him tonight, but he's in there from the 29. They give it to him. He runs like a man with a mission down to about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, coming with Jones. He's got some fresh legs for sure. Good gain by Jones on his, I believe, his first carry of the game.
Called a gain of 8. Cave Jackson on the tackle. 2nd and 2 at the 21.
Tigers got several guys going both ways. We're calling these guys names on
you bet.
On offense and defense.
That's Davidson now with Jones. Davidson gives Jones. Well played that time. Tackled outside by Fern Creek. No gain and maybe a short loss, in fact. There's James White.
James White, again, another one of those guys playing both ways. We've been calling his name on both sides of the ball. And great open field tackle on Jones there, that play.
Third down and 3 back at the 22.
Looks like we got Williams back in at the quarterback position.
Yep. Jones, the tight end, on the bottom of the field. And that's where it goes. First down, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Still waiting on the spot. Yes, touchdown it is. Big Jesse Jones down the sideline. 22-yard strike.
Yeah, you said it right, Big Jesse Jones. I mean, when he caught that ball, I was literally like, just kind of standing back like, hold on, who's going to get in front of this guy now? He's a big boy and pretty tough to bring down. So Williams able to find him on the outside, and he's able to scamper in for the score for the Bulldogs.
Henson on to kick it.
Henson perfect on these extra points for the season.
Low snap. He got it out of there. That didn't stop him. 42 to 15.
Perfect.
We'll step aside. 42-15 Mayo here with 8:37 to go on Glycod.
Not just blinds. Blinds Direct, not just blinds.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by the Van Treese team with Semin Realtors, always one step ahead. And Blinds Direct, your window decoration specialists.
42-15 now. Mayo pulling away. Nice touchdown throw by Williams to Jones. And Jones, his second touchdown catch of the game. He's really developing.
Yeah, he's a great target. I mean, I'm surprised they don't go to him more often, to be quite honest.
Henson kicks it away. Line drive into the end zone. It's about halfway deep.
Yeah, I think they kind of upset Henson a little bit. He's like, you know what, I'll just kick it through the back of the end zone. I don't have to worry about anybody trying to block me or bother me if I do that. So
that's true. It's the hassle-free way.
Yeah, Henson kicks about, I think they say about 85 to 90% of those through the back of the end zone on kickoff. So
Fern Creek back on the attack. Pulled within 28-15 late in the third quarter. But last two scores for the Bulldogs, it's opened up.
Yeah, it's going to be a little tough on the Tigers. I mean, everybody out here tonight knows they probably need to throw the ball to.
Bad snap that time.
Yeah.
I think Fern Creek able to cover it up, but that won't help things.
Yeah, down 42-15. We can't have many of those plays. They're going to have to put the ball in the air if they want to try to get downfield.
They set it back at the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10. Wallace has got 3 receivers bunched together on the right, all in close. Taking his time. Goes back under. They run it, and boy, nothing doing. Just taken down in the backfield. Well played that time by Chris Mattingly.
I'm not sure if they were trying to catch the Bulldogs, off guard. But, again, 42-15, I mean, that's not going to get it. They need to get the ball downfield.
It didn't catch Chris Mattingly off guard. If he'd been any deeper in the backfield, he'd have taken the handoff himself. Third and 15, Wallace. It's the same formation with trips bunched tight on the right side. One receiver wide to the left. And they run the same play, and this time gets back to around the original line of scrimmage. Apologize for the lack of details. The sideline tent is in my way.
Yeah, just very interesting that they're running the ball, 3 consecutive plays, down 42-15 with, just under 7 minutes to go.
Yeah, no net gain there, and then we're back to 4th and 10. Cave Jackson comes out to presumably punt it. Kamari Hayes, on that last tackle.
Bulldogs don't have anyone back deep.
Now, B.J. Flowers is the deepest guy, and he is 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. High snap. Jackson will kick it out of there, so see what he can do with it. It's going to roll and touched by Fern Creek just across midfield. So punt covers about 32 yards. Will be down at the 48, and Mail will take over there.
Kind of just the opposite of the Fern Creek Tigers. I would expect for the Bulldogs to keep the ball on the ground, and start to eat away at some of this clock on this drive.
Which probably means they're going to come out and go 5 wide and throw it all over the place based on the kind of night it's been. Yeah, whatever we thought we knew, we probably didn't. So.
Right.
Including where the game would be played. It's all negotiable this time of year, Dion.
Yeah, we thought we were going to be at Fern Creek, and we got the notice that, nope, that's a no-go. And hopefully the Tigers, they get that field finished up this week, and they have an opportunity to play on their beautiful new turf field. I'm sure that looks great out there.
I appreciate J-Town hosting everybody.
Oh, for sure.
A great kindness. So Mayo is going to Jansen Brumley at quarterback here. Courtney Jones is the setback with Brumley. Brumley probably in here mostly to run the ball, but he can throw it. 3 of 9, 75 yards, pair of touchdowns. But before he does anything, we got a timeout by the Bulldogs. We'll take it as well. 6:10 to play, 42-15 here on Glycon.
You want the right agents for your real estate? Choose the Van Treese team with Semin Realtors, Louisville's oldest and largest real estate firm. Former University of Louisville basketball star Stephen Van Treese and his wife Laura have put their diverse and combined expertise to work in helping you buy or sell your house. Contact the Van Treese team at 502-468-1463 or visit them online at vantreeseteam.seminin.com. Seminin Realtors, always one step ahead. You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycon.
Mayo ready to go back on the attack here from their own 48.
Mayo on their 4th quarterback of the evening.
Brumley's a 5'10 junior. I say thrown a couple touchdowns already this year. They hand it off, and it looked like the entire right side kind of got a fast start there.
Yeah, a little anxious there up top.
I think Rashad Randall on the outside got a quick start. He's a freshman, and he looks very speedy, but it was a run going the other direction. So
yeah, you got to wait till the ball's tight before you show us that speed you got.
I want to give him credit for some gamesmanship there. He was going to sell the fake on the pass so hard that they were going to have to respect it. But yeah, just slow down. So the Bulldogs will try it again back from the 43 now. Two receivers right, one left. Brumley. Give it to Kenzel. Kenzel only got about a yard. Tackled.
Yeah, Kenzel comes off the right-hand side, and again, he's normally good for about 2 or 3 when he does that. But again, Creek doing a good job of getting him to the ground as soon as they make contact with him.
Trent Woodford there on the tackle. Picked up a yard to the 44, 2nd and 14. Brumley's bringing in the play. Rashad Randall's back in there on the outside. Let's see if he gets a shot to redeem himself. He takes that step back. Brumley's in the pistol. Now timeout. Well, having trouble getting on the same page here. We'll use that.
Sure what the confusion is.
We'll use that as a break for us as well. 42-15, 5:17 to go here on Glycod.
You cannot depend on Beth to choose the best meal to go.
Is that soup? No, thank you.
But you can always depend on her car starting because she has an Interstate battery, outrageously dependable.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
The Bulldogs have substituted liberally, and maybe some of the inexperience issues cause a timeout there. It's interesting, though, Tyson Kenzel's still out there trying to get him some more work. And it's kind of been running back rotation. Kenzel is making kind of his claim late here to kind of be RB1.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely been effective back there all season.
Brumley to fire it. Too tall for his target there. Tarico Hall had a nice grab last week, but he needed an extra foot to catch up with that one.
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting call by the Bulldogs as well. Again, up 42-15, you think they keep the ball on the ground, and I guess since I said that they would probably keep it on the ground, of course they're not, like you said.
You mimsed him, yes.
I mimsed them, right. Yep.
Third down at 14. Brumley's got Jamil Parker on his left. See if he looks that way. He does. He throws that way. Parker couldn't get it. A little bit high, but you'd like to see him squeeze.
Yeah. He was able to get his hands on it. Ideally, you'd like to see him come down with that, but he wasn't able to hold on to it. So it looks like we got Henson coming out for the Bulldogs to punt this.
Mm-hmm. Presho Bakoyo on the coverage there.
Got a little MC Hammer going here at the game. Can't touch.
Yeah, lightening the mood. What can you say?
Absolutely, for sure.
4th and 14, Henson to give it a boot. From his own 44. Henson's got it. Kicks it out of there. Kind of a line drive. We'll settle in around the 10. Young's going to return it. Young circling off. Gets out to around the 20, maybe just across it. Again, the 10th in our way here, so sorry if we're a little vague, but literally can't see it.
Yeah, solid coverage by the Bulldogs and a great punt by Henson. Doing a really good job of pinning that Fern Creek Tigers offense down.
So Henson kicked it about 46 yards. The return looks like 10 or 11. So Net of 35, 36 yards there. Mail will take that. First down just across the 20. For junior quarterback Javis Wallace. Three receivers left for Wallace, who goes under center. And the ball came out, and Wallace had to go track it down. A loss of a couple, and there's just been a lot of issues. Again, I apologize, I can't pinpoint it, but I think they made a shift at center, and
yeah, something's been going on.
Yeah,
whether it be whether he's under the center in the shotgun. They've been having some trouble with those snaps here in the second half.
Call that one a loss of 3, back to the 18.
This is what makes me. This is what I am,
Wallace will go under center here. Now whistles blow, and Fern Creek will call a timeout. So we'll take yet another one, 42-15. Stepping aside for a quick break here on Glycod.
Folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
42-15. Resent the insolence of some of the collegians intervening on our Friday action, but well, I'm not even going to jinx it, but I'm just going to say if you're a fan of a certain team in the Louisville area, you're forgiven if you want to, dual screen it or pull out another streaming device, or you could stick with us for $3.59, and I think there'll still be a little bit of time there.
A little bit of time, and that hometown favorite in red is looks like they're in a pretty solid position right now down south.
Wallace going to hand it off, and he does. Back sweeps the edge and able to gain back what was lost on the negative play and pick up a few more besides.
Yeah, not a lot of room there.
Riley Burton on the rush that time. And actually, they only put him back to about the 21, so call it 3rd and 10. Burton stays in as the setback. Wallace is under center. Pitches out. Burton trying to sweep that left edge and able to pick his way for 3 yards, maybe 4, but it's still going to be 4th down upcoming.
Yeah, 4th down. Tigers just really not able to move the ball much. Surprised they're not trying to throw the ball downfield.
Yeah, call it 4th and 6 from the 25.
Like they got the punt team coming out.
Yep, Jackson is in there. Ran a fake punt and came up just shy of a 1st down. Also punted one that looked like a rocket, but unfortunately kicked it about 10 yards out of bounds.
Bulldogs don't even have anyone back deep kind of ready for that, that fake punt just in case they.
Jackson going to kick it, and he kicked it right into the line, and it's going to be picked up by Mail at the 31. Down the sideline, return man takes it back to about the 16. Well, that's an unfortunate block. It wasn't pressure. It's that he rolled right into a blocker who was engaged with a Mail player, and they kind of just kicked it right into the two of them. And
is it Jeremiah Nelson? Yeah,
yep.
Jeremiah Nelson on the recovering that block punt and trying to take it upfield for the touchdown.
Was able to pick his way for a little bit of yardage there, but that is one of the things about the rugby punt. You got to kind of be careful about where you roll because you're going to roll right into your own guy. That's what happened there. So it's Leon Melvin in there now at quarterback for Mayo. Fern Creek got a flag at the end of that play. A late hit on the return, and that'll put it inside the 10-yard line. So it's Leon Melvin at quarterback. Melvin hands it off. A big hole and running into the end zone. Jarius Howard Bowen. 7-yard score.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, we had a perfect vantage point of just watching that hole open up, and you know, he was able to get right through there for the touchdown. So, again, Bowen on the touchdown run there, and over to the right, and getting some more points on the board for the Bulldogs late in the game.
(48-15). Henson's extra point will be forthcoming. Snaps there, kicks there, and it's good. 49-15, 2:12 to play. We'll be right back here on Glycod.
Ease the stress of running a business? Then count on the accountants at Kelly King & Company. They offer a wide array of services, including taxes, payroll, and bookkeeping, while providing deep analysis and strategic guidance to help you make sound, smart business decisions. Contact Troy and Crestwood at 502-241-5656 or visit them online at kingcpa.net. Kelly King & Company, proudly serving and supporting Oldham County for generations and a dedicated partner to small business.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
I didn't even.
And we're back. 2:12 to play.
Yeah, it looks like Henson was good on the extra point.
Yeah, right. The scoreboard here in the stadium is a point shy. It's 49-15. Not that it bothers Nick Landrum because he was on it. Henson to kick it away. Line drive that's going to sail into the end zone about 5 yards deep.
Yeah, I think they upset Henson a few kickoffs ago. You know what I mean? No more returns tonight, I don't think.
Yep.
I think the rest of these are going to go through the back of the end zone. Bulldogs doing a good job of showing off that depth tonight. You know, we've seen, 4 quarterbacks, 3 or 4 running backs, yeah, Coach Wolf running deep into that depth chart tonight.
Our local connoisseur of the old school hip hop's enjoying the fourth quarter here.
He sure is.
Yeah. Jarvis Wallace going to have one more shot at it here. 2:12 to go. Wallace hands it off. Nice run on the edge here across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. I think that's Eric Pickett in there. Yeah, it is. Pickett on the carry and Fabian Ezel on the tackle.
Yeah, Pickett still running hard, trying to get to the end zone. Able to pick up the first down for the Tigers.
They have 49.
First down's out to the 33. Clock runs.
That's good for a Tiger. First down.
Railroad tracks have been busy out here tonight for the game.
Wallace to throw, fires. Nice catch. Out to the 37 or so. A high pass, but his receiver did a nice job getting up there and bringing it down.
Oh, no doubt about it. He was able to, get up there and get some hands on it and bring it down. It's a great catch by that young man.
Out to the 38-yard line. Second down at 5. Wallace pitches it out. Running back gets the corner across the 40. Pick it out to about the 48-yard line. That'll be another first down.
Yeah, Pickett able to actually find some space out there and do enough
B.J.
damage
Flowers
to
makes
move
the tackle.
chains.
Wallace pitches it out. It's on the ground, picked up by Pickett, and he'll be taken down in the backfield for a loss, and that will probably finish us. Clock winding to 0. And Mail moves to 2-0 in district play, and will play Bullitt East ostensibly for the district title, pending Bullitt East game with Southern tonight next week. Fern Creek falls to 3-5, Mail up to 5-3. We will be back to recap it for you. Bulldogs 49, Tigers 15 here on Glycod.
When it comes to medical imaging, you have a choice. Choose Priority Radiology in New Albany for convenient quality services like CT, MRI, X-ray, ultrasound, mammography, and more. A proud community supporter, Priority Radiology is devoted to making sure you're informed and comfortable every step of the way. Tell your doctor or provider that you choose Priority Radiology when outpatient imaging is needed. Visit PriorityRadiology.com, celebrating 20 years of serving our community of athletes. Priority Radiology. You have a choice.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service. And that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
Blind to rent, not just blind. Blind to rent, not just blind.
Red Ball is Southern Indiana's recycling choice because we can turn the scrap metal you bring into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
Hi folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by HKC Roofing. For your next roof repair or improvement, contact HKC at 502-212-1081 or visit roofyourhouse.com. HKC Roofing, better than guaranteed.
We're back here at Jeffersontown High School, where Mail has overcome Fern Creek 49-15. And to follow up on something I said, it does now come down to next week's game with Bullitt East for the district title. Bullitt East overcoming Southern tonight. You probably saw that on the ticker before I got to it. But both 2-0, and so that head-to-head game next week at Mail will determine the district championship.
Yeah, that'll be a big one. And, like I said, we're heating up, headed towards the playoffs. So, and I expect for that to be a competitive ball game, for that district championship. That's always a tough district to win, and we'll get the outcome of that next week.
Absolutely. And talking about that score is a good time to remind you that tonight's scoreboard is presented by Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering. Tell them the man in the big white hat sent you. But aside from next week, a little more about this week. This was a wild one. A couple of times Fern Creek made it interesting. They pulled within 14-7 late in the first half. They pulled within 28-15 late in the third quarter. But offensively, they just didn't have the juice to hang with Mayo. And then the Bulldogs started to score points in a multitude of ways. We had a block punt return for a touchdown. We had a kick return, which was nearly for a touchdown. When you start on the 5-yard line, the drives tend to end pretty well. It just Mayo able to kind of overpower Fern Creek late, and that's how they're now playing for the district title next week.
Yeah, there was you saw some bright spots out of Fern Creek, and again, it was I don't know, just kind of back and forth. It looked like Mel was going to, run away with this thing, and it looked like it was going to be a close game. And at the end, the Bulldogs run away with it because the Fern Creek just wasn't able to put enough together, enough firepower on offense.
Yeah, that's the story tonight. We're going to step aside, take a brief break, be back to recap the second half scoring for you, and then tell you tonight's most outstanding players and get you set for next week's schedule. The end of the season, only 2 weeks away. The district finale next week. Yep, that's where we're at, but so it goes. Stay tuned. Don't blink. It'll all be over soon here on Glycod.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate on my insurance.
Do you mean surprisingly great rates from State Farm?
I don't believe in accepting help, but I'll make an exception.
Here's the deal, Russell. There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory. I know your face that well.
For surprisingly great rates and great service, call State Farm agent Mike Shelton in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you want the right agents for your real estate, choose the Van Treese team with Semin Realtors, Louisville's oldest and largest real estate firm. Former University of Louisville basketball star Stephen Van Treese and his wife Laura have put their diverse and combined expertise to work in helping you buy or sell your house. Contact the Van Treese team at 502-468-1463 or visit them online at vantreeseteam.seminin.com. Seminin Realtors, always one step ahead.
Looking to ease the stress of running a business? Then count on the accountants at Kelly King & Company. They offer a wide array of services, including taxes, payroll, and bookkeeping, while providing deep analysis and strategic guidance to help you make sound, smart business decisions. Contact Troy in Crestwood at 502-241-5656 or visit them online at kingcpa.net. Kelly King & Company, proudly serving and supporting Oldham County for generations and a dedicated partner to small business.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service. And that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
Mela 49-15 winner over Fern Creek tonight. One of the things to check back on that we'd kind of talked about, quarterback situation. I felt maybe a little clarity tonight. Jordan Williams had a very nice game and kind of stood ahead of the field. At the same time, you did get some good stuff out of Steron Davidson and the Wildcat. But you felt like that was a pretty clear 1A and 1B tonight.
It was. Again, we saw a lot out of Melvin last week. He had a solid game, and we thought we might see a little more of him this evening, which we did not. But again, Williams did a great job, while he was in there of just kind of leading this male high school offense, and they came away with a victory tonight.
That was the big deal. And then, for Fern Creek, I think they're a playmaker in the middle of the field away from being really competitive. They've got a lot of playmakers on the edge, but it's just they couldn't run the ball in the middle, and they did have a little bit of success throwing over the middle with their big receiver Young, but that was just about it. Everything else just had to be out on the periphery, and speed is always going to be hard to beat Male at. They're
sure
always going to have another guy who's getting to the ball quicker than your second or third or fourth guy is.
Yeah, Javis Wallace looked good tonight. He was able to connect with James White on several occasions this evening, and but just not enough for them to put together some consecutive positive gains in order to try to come away with this victory tonight.
Absolutely. Well, let's recap the scoring. Let's talk about how we got to where we ended up. 21-7 at halftime. The second half opened with Christian White taking back a block punt. He blocked it, and then he scooped it and scored, took it around 35 yards. The extra point from Henson is good, 28-7, 8:31 to go. And then really the last big gasp for Fern Creek on the ensuing drive. They took it in the end zone. Cave Jackson, 5-yard touchdown catch from Javis Wallace. That was with 3:30 to go in the third quarter. And then a little trick play, threw the ball into the end zone for 2. Connected on that, made it 28-15. Again, that was with 3:30 to go in the third quarter. There's an element of, well, maybe this one's not over. And then on the ensuing kickoff, Tyson Mims takes it 82 yards down to the 5-yard line. On the next play, Steron Davidson takes it in. And from there, Mayo just rolls, 22-yard touchdown pass for the big tight end, Jesse Jones, his second of the game. This one came from Jordan Williams. That made it 42-15 after Henson's extra point with 8:37 to go in the game. And then the capper, a 7-yard run after a second blocked punt. And this one, a 7-yard run from Jarius Howard Bowen. Hits it again good on the extra point, 2:12 to go in the game, 49-15 the final. Just another day at the office for the Bulldogs, 5-3, 2-0 in district play.
Yeah, another day at the office for the Bulldogs. And again, Creek looked like they were going to, put up a decent fight, early in the game. But again, just not able to just put together consecutive positive drives to get some points on the board. So they struggled trying to move the ball up the middle tonight. Again, had some bright spots, but just not enough to come away with the victory against the Bulldogs this evening.
Absolutely. We're going to step away one more time, be back on the other side to tell you tonight's most outstanding players. Get you ready for next week. Got a good slate of games coming on Glycod, but we'll talk about that on the other side of this. Stay tuned.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
Hi folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service. And that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
You cannot depend on Oliver's parallel parking.
Hey, you got it, man!
But you can always depend on his car starting because he has an Interstate battery. Interstate batteries, outrageously dependable.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate on my insurance.
Do you mean surprisingly great rates from State Farm?
I don't believe in accepting help, but I'll make an exception.
Here's the deal, Russell. There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory. I know your face that well.
For surprisingly great rates and great service, call State Farm agent Mike Shelton in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
Male of 49-15 winner over Fern Creek, and it's time for tonight's Most Outstanding Players, brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Mike Shelton. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. For the Bulldogs, a lot of standouts tonight. Jordan Williams had a really nice game. Just was very solid tonight. Jesse Jones with a couple of touchdown grabs. Christian White with a blocked punt that he turned into a touchdown. A lot of good candidates, but we went with another guy who's seeing some quarterback snaps and doing a lot with it. Steron Davidson.
Yeah, absolutely. Verbal commit to Austin Peay. And, that young man, he had a solid night tonight, was able to he ran for 2 touchdowns, threw for 1, and he's been effective in that Wildcat offense all season and, had a lot to do with the Bulldogs' victory. And, we're going to call him the most outstanding player for the Bulldogs this evening.
Nice. Deserving honor, certainly, for Steron Davidson. For Fern Creek, a lot of good candidates over there, too. Javis Wallace threw a touchdown and hung in there, threw some nice balls. Really impressed with their receiver, James White, over the middle. He did a nice job and made some big plays. But at the end of the day, the players stood out most. Kyshawn Young, junior running back, had a nice game. His touchdown made it 14-7 late in the first half, and really, I think, gave us the closest moment of the game, the point where you thought maybe Fern Creek's got some momentum here and might turn this thing around, and they just couldn't quite pull that in. But Young still had a nice game, did some good things on kick returns, took a couple up to or just across the 35. Nice speed asset for Fern Creek to have as they go through the rest of the schedule.
Yeah, like you said, James White had a solid game. Javis Wallace, had a solid game. But Kyshawn probably top those guys tonight, just with a couple of big run plays and, just making some good plays on offense to really try to keep the Tigers in this game tonight. Not enough for them to come away with the victory, but, again, we think that he deserves the most outstanding player for the Fern Creek Tigers.
Okay, Sean Young, Steron Davidson, congratulations to them. Thanks to everybody on our team. Next week, a look at next week's schedule presented by the Van Treese team at Semin and Realtors. Always one step ahead. Mullet East to Mail, 7 o'clock at Mail. District title on the line. We'll be there, and hope that you'll join us. A lot of other good action as well. Ballard at Eastern. GRC plays at Frederick Douglass. Shelby County at Western Hills. And Woodford County at Anderson County. So I encourage you always to follow us at glycod.com or on X at GLICOD, and keep up with that schedule and any other developments we have, like when they suddenly decide to move games and fun things like that. But what can I say? I've got a good team because they roll with the punches. And I appreciate Nick Landrum, my producer, Steve Bird, production assistants, Dion Reese, my analyst, Max Gorley running the camera, Ryan Cox, my spotter. I'm Joe Cox. Good evening from J-Town, where Mail, a 49-15 winner over Fern Creek. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time here on Glycod.
From Glycod, this has been UA Local 502 Louisville Football Friday. UA Local 502 and the Mechanical Contractors Association of Kentucky. We do it right the first time. Tonight's game was brought to you by Red Ball Recycling, your premier metal recycling solution. HKC Roofing, better than guaranteed. Tinsley Family Concessions, commitment to quality. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust. German American Bank, building our community since 1910. State Farm Insurance Agent Mike Shelton. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Anderson Sales and Service, a top choice for homeowners and lawn professionals. And by Interstate Batteries and Holy Smokes.
Visit glycod.com and follow us on social media for information about upcoming broadcasts and other high school sports content. Thank you for watching this live sports presentation on Glycod.